Hello everyone, it's me Doomlink, and welcome back to the Live Hunt series. We are back in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I'm currently in the process of organising a group, and I don't think it's going to take too long for that to actually come together. What? Tifa is saying that because he has donated to me in the past, he should now join me. Well, he did admittedly give me, I think, around 8 or 9 gift subs at once. So he does technically, even having considered the fact that someone else asked to join ahead of him, he does deserve the spot. So I don't know, it's just the thing is it's Aldison who asked, and the thing is Aldison has watched more of my YouTube VODs than anyone else who watches me. Like, that is a fact. He has gone back and watched, like, I think all of Doomlink's live hunts, all of Doomlink's random hunts, probably a whole lot of Demon Souls as well. Like, he's just watched a lot of my stuff, so I don't know. And Tifa can definitely play in the future, but in the near future. But for the moment, I'm just going to let things unfold as they had already been expected to do so. I've got some sparkling wine today. It's not actual champagne. I can refer to it as champagne, it's just these days if I were to say that, there would be some sort of expectation that it is a French wine. And this is not a French wine, this is Australian. Ooh, that's a good sound. Sometimes you've got cork pops that are just not all that impactful. That was an impactful one. Now, frustratingly, I do have to navigate the cable of my microphone, and I'm working out to go this side of it or the other side of it. I suppose this side will have to do. Our first hunt today is going to be double Tigrex in the standard desert map, which is to be expected. The only one, or rather the only Tigrex confrontation that takes place in the old desert is the event quest. And I'm still not entirely sure if that's a stronger Tigrex. I think it is. I can't imagine the only special aspect to that quest is the fact that it's in the old desert. That would be fairly unexciting. But anyway, frustratingly, I don't want, I mean, you can see my glasses on camera at the moment. I was having to deal with this before when I was recording Dark Souls a few days ago. My beer glass was on camera the whole time. To have it off camera would require it to actually physically pass through, which is not going to happen because this is not how physics works. It would have to physically pass through my cable with my microphone. Oh, it technically, it clears it just slightly, but I have to bring it very close to my table, or the edge of my table rather. The long story short is that this frickin' glass is on camera and I don't like it. It's distracting. So my only choice, I mean, unless I do that, aha, that's one way to keep it underneath. Further away from my table. So if it's here, so it's like this is in front of my keyboard, this is behind my keyboard. That works. I'm happy with that. Alright, I don't know what the fuck is going on as far as people joining, so let's work this out. There has been a lot of downtime here, because technically I was setting things up before I had even begun my introduction. So this is very annoying. I would like things to get moving now. I suppose I never said that Aldison could join unless... No, he's already here. Alright. So Tifa's already in his own room, so what's he doing? The reality is that both Nal and Doppio expressed an interest to play before I went live, but I don't think either of them have confirmed that they're coming, and I've given them like 5 minutes to do so, which means that at this stage anyone can join. And to be honest, I would imagine that Tifa would want to join because he already very recently, like within the last 2 minutes, expressed a desire to join. There is obviously the temptation to just let someone join, and then we'll hunt with them for the next quest because this is taking a while. Not one quest. I've made the position clear. I just don't want there to be too much downtime. And I would say that that's sensible. Particularly for the sake of Arx, because he's been sitting in the room for probably 10 minutes and there hasn't been a hunt until now, so I would like to keep him engaged if I could. And we are back. An edit was performed, because we departed on the hunt, did terribly, and there were other issues as well. You can see that there's been a wardrobe change. That's because I needed to take my jacket off, but my shirt had a whole lot of green on it, so it was causing the background to appear through my shirt, and that was ridiculous. So, yes, an entire wardrobe change was required. We did fail the previous attempt at this hunt. It is a double Tigrex hunt. I don't even know how we failed, but we did, so we're going to try it again. I don't really know which Tigrex to start with. I'll probably start with one of the ones over here. Thank you for the gift subs. What's going on? How many have we got? Oh, Jesus. Tifa, bloody hell. I was mentioning before that he gifted like 10 gift subs before, and he's done another 10. Or 8 or something, I think I said. He's just done 10. Thank you for that, Tifa. I very much appreciate that. Always good to see. Okay. Apparently he's a rich king of Hunsterverse, I think is what he's trying to say. But I do appreciate that. I'm not going to be magnetized to the head much like Arx will be, but I'll get opportunities off when I can get them off. Arx isn't really going for a meta strategy anyway. He's using Acantor weapons. Acantor weapons aren't terrible, they're just not the best. They're quite far from the best in most cases. So, apparently Arx is a terrible host as well. I was complaining in the previous attempt at this hunt, or previous attempt of this hunt, however you want to phrase it, that the hosts were really bad, but yeah, I was expecting that to be Aldison exclusively, but it seems Arx is a bad host for me as well, because the monster is literally teleporting. Not quite as egregiously as the previous hunt, but, or the previous attempt, but it's still not. Oh god, no, that's pretty bad. Fuck off. I'm glad I didn't get caught in a tail hitbox there. And I was not caught in that, fortunately. Just getting back legs, hopefully that doesn't put me at risk. It did not. You could see that as Tigrex was running, he literally stopped in his place. Thank you for the resub, Takashi, I appreciate that. You are awake for a dink stream, Takashi. That's because I'm live streaming at a very strange time right now. It is 3:42 PM. I normally don't stream at this time at all. It's usually much later than this, or much earlier than this. I suppose it's technically possible for me to still be streaming by this time if I were streaming earlier, but that would be a very long stream, I'd imagine. And it would probably be me not having eaten yet. So I would be wasting away before your very eyes. Yeah, there you go. Well, this is the time I need to stream if I want Takashi to be watching, so fair enough. This is the problem. A schedule can never suit everyone. And I suppose the only... Well, what I mean to say is that if you stream at one specific time, it cannot be appropriate for everyone who watches you, but if you do try to have a balanced schedule where you stream at certain times on some days and then change it up throughout the week, you can catch everyone. This is why having a proper schedule helps, but I just don't have the freedom to stream on precise days at precise times of the week. Although that would be very helpful, and usually that is what is required when you build up a following. If you're building up a following and a consistently large viewership, you achieve that by either streaming a lot as in daily, or you do it by having a very strict schedule that you keep to. And I'm doing neither of those things, so there you go. It's more just a case of whoever happens to turn up when I'm live streaming. And in the end, that works functionally for me, because I have the freedom to record when I can and when I'm in the mood, which usually results in good live streams, at least for me. Nice to see you as well. Oh, goodness. I'm going the long way. Arx took the Farcaster shortcut, which is the appropriate thing to do, but I would rather save my Farcaster for an event in which it's actually needed, not just for the sake of convenience, but out of necessity. I'll actually sharpen up here. Because I do start at purple sharpness, and it's a good habit just to, whenever you're re-engaging the monster, to sharpen up first if you've got the opportunity. It's just a good habit. Are you roaring? Are you running? You're roaring. It's a bit dangerous to do this, but we're both going for it. We were not, I was about to say we were not actually rewarded with a flinch, but instead of a flinch we got a dead monster, which is technically better. So, I'm not going to complain. Hard Tigrex Claw. And a bunch of other things. I'm likely to get a Heavenly Scale because I usually get them. I don't mean from this carving round, I just mean from the hunt generally. We'll have a look and see if that is how things turn out. Just for some reason, Tigrex, no matter what game I'm playing, whether it's Freedom Unite or a later game, I seem to get rare items very often with him. That was a bit late. No, that's not gonna work. Oh well. I shouldn't have committed in that sort of way. I'm just playing a bit lazily. Well, my hope is that the hunts don't end up being laggy the whole fucking time, because I'm not a huge fan of this. I do have a preference, and it's for non-laggy hunts, which I would imagine to be a sensible position to take. A sensible preference to have. Oh, I was actually slightly within range of that. Yeah, sometimes you can successfully roll through the... Oh, I don't have life powders, so you're all just going to have to be at low health. Look at these dedicated, dogged hunters just powering through it. Well, particularly Aldison, for better or for worse, was, despite almost being dead, just taking his opportunity, doing the best he could in the moment to hit the monster. I'd have to disagree, Tyler. I really don't think so. I don't know if Arx is actually going a faster way. He probably is, I don't know. He plays this game like every day, and has done for 2 years. Every day of his life. So he probably knows the shortcuts by now. I might have played for a longer actual period of time, but yeah, he lives and breathes this game. The hunt is going okay. It's not great because of the connection, but outside of that, could be worse. Angry Tigrex, I'll get a few hits off on the head. Ugh. Sometimes running through red stamina can be helpful. That was a weird movement from Tigrex, I think. Again, probably entirely network related. I think I just got flinched by his penis. That's what it looked like. I brushed against his penis and it smacked me. He must be partially erect. You can't see it, of course, because that's not the sort of thing that game designers or developers really want to have in their game, but I think, canonically speaking, I just got smacked in the face by a Tigrex erection. It's all down to interpretation. I suppose the point of argument or debate would be whether or not it was a rat. Sorry, that, as lovely a topic of discussion as that is, can we just appreciate that the Tigrex actually was running in that direction and then snapped to run in a totally different direction? I was trying to demonstrate that, but I was in the process being aggressed by the monster, so... no, I have not seen the Monster Hunter World Penis Project bread users, and quite frankly, I'm glad that I haven't. I think I can live without that. I can live without the knowledge of it, and I can live without researching it. If you do, however, want to volunteer information, I can't stop you. Look it up in Nexus mods? Why? Why would I do that? I'm not interested enough to do my own research, this is what I mean. You can tell me about it if you want, but if you choose to withhold that information, I'm not going to feel deprived. I'm not going to feel like, oh no, the Monster Hunter World Penis Project, I have to know about this. What a curious name for a mod project. No. I can get a general idea for what it is, and it sounds both juvenile and pointless. So, there you go. I don't know if... so, Doppio is in the chat again. I have to call him Doppio. It's not much of a name, it's not very unique, it's not even a good expression of his personality. But it's the only name that he can stick to, because he doesn't actually have a name that he likes, but that's the one that we all learnt to call him, so I have to call him that. He is talking in the chat again, and he's welcome to play if he wants to. He expressed an interest to play before, like I said, but I don't know if he's actually going to play it. Now, those of you saying, oh yeah, about that heavenly scale Doomlink, now that you've mentioned it, you're not going to get it. No, seriously, I consistently get Tigrex rare items all the time. He's my lucky monster. Always has been, always will be. Turn off the cheats, Doomlink. No. Tigrex and I just have a special relationship. And that's the reality. Okay. Bread Users was telling Tal to look up the Monster Hunter World Penis Project on Nexus mods, not me. Sorry. I'll let you have your own little penis-related discussion in the chat, and I'll do what I'm doing. So, I suppose, and it is worth mentioning that that was not a quest that was selected by the random hunt command in chat, but I think I will actually use that command this time. I'm going to ask Doppio if he's going to play. Seriously, 2 people expressed an interest 10 minutes before I went live to play. I then go to the trouble of contacting them personally after going live to see if they still wanted to play. You know, only 10 minutes pass. Null says, no, later. And then Doppio disappears. Oh, here he is. Well, fine. He's just going to update his profile picture, more like his entire online persona. And then everyone just calls him Doppio anyway, so he has to return to it. That's the situation with that guy. Okay, let me do the... yes. Random hunt. I'm assuming we've got all of the same hunters. That should be fine. Random hunt, what have we got? 3 walls. A bunch of flying wyverns, okay. Kutku, Garuga, Azure Rathalos. I've been asked to use light bowgun, which can be done. What would I bring? I'll probably bring Absolute Bow. I think that would be a fun choice. No, I'm already there. Let's go to the Poké Farm. I'm actually going to purchase a Psycho Serum or two. I may as well go to the Mushroom Log as well, or the Mushroom Logs. There are several of them. A finely aged taste. Feline resilience high, I don't know what that does, and I don't particularly care. I'm sure it will have a minimal effect on my hunt. So, Absolute Bow, wherever it is. Did I not? Oh, I did, yeah. Where's my armor set? It's there, Doomlink, just relax. Now. I have a distinct feeling that I haven't properly upgraded this yet. Oh yes, my impressions were correct. Let's see if I can upgrade this at all. In fact, do I have much in the way of Zenny at the moment? That should be fully upgraded, right. I've not upgraded my barrage piercing. This is extraordinary. I do have to say that I've not properly updated this particular version of my save file. Those of you who would have watched me play Freedom Unite a year, 2 years, 3 years ago would have seen me do that with a more updated version of this particular save file. What? Did I... What? Oh, sorry, I'm going crazy. I must be colorblind. I thought that I had returned to standard armor spheres in the upgrade path. And so I saw blue, I'm like, excuse me? No, it's a true armor sphere, don't be so stupid. This thing requires a lot of true armor spheres to be fully upgraded. It upgrades to 13. I'm prioritizing the upgrading of the barrage piercing for the reason that it is used in multiple armor sets, so I'm happy to work on that first and foremost. Let's do this up to 1 royal armor sphere. We'll upgrade all of our pieces, like so. The dearth of royal armor spheres is really what prevents me from properly upgrading my armor sets. But yeah, anyway, I still haven't spent much time in my own time since returning to Freedom Unite while live actually working on this character, which is frustrating. But that's my laziness. You do not have any bullets. Yeah, I know. I know all about it. I was supposed to go and purchase some Psycho Serums, but I'll have to live without them. Oh, and I do need to combine for some more ancient potions. I've just been reminded to do that by seeing that I only have 1 in my box and 1 in my inventory. Okay, so I want water shots and thunder shots, and I think that's it. I'll bring combination materials for both. I'll also bring normal shots. I've got a lot in my box. I'm just going to... Oh, I think I can rapid fire normal... Oh, excuse me, Pierce level 1, is that correct? Oh, I probably can't. No, I probably can't, surely not. Oh no, I can, yeah. I was thinking, well, it rapid fires all of the elements except dragons, so it would be rather excessive to be able to rapid fire Pierce level 1 also. Turns out that I can, so my memories were accurate. I'll bring normal level 2, Pierce level 1, and all elements. No, all required elements for this hunt, rather. And then combination material is probably not even necessary. That might be fine. Although, I don't really want to use Pierce shots in this hunt. Pierce is not appropriate for any of these monsters. It might work more or less for Rathalos, but still not very well. Rathalos is a very skinny monster in 1st and 2nd gen. He's basically anorexic, so Pierce feels a little less functional. Now, this really does say a lot about the Hunsterverse community, and it's not just like this in Hunsterverse, it's like this in all of Monster Hunter. Ark says, I kind of missed random hunts, for the sole reason that I can know what to bring. Usually I just use generic sets, because if I look at a quest board and change weapons, they will depart without me. Well, that is a universal experience in Monster Hunter in 2022, irrespective of what generation of Monster Hunter you're playing, and irrespective of what community you're engaging with. People in Monster Hunter are universally impatient and fucking impudent. Bastards. Or impertinent, rather. Doesn't matter if I say impudent or impertinent, really, but yeah, I'm sick of these bastards. Yeah, I just double-checked to see if there was a slight difference in meaning between impertinent and impudent, but they are literally synonymous, like almost perfect synonyms, so... I was being pedantic, but then I realised I wasn't being pedantic about anything in particular. That's alright. I'm guessing Arx probably needs to repost his quest, because the quest party does... Oh no, he must have actually manually took off the quest and reposted it. Very occasionally, you can actually have a slight disconnect between players, which causes players joined up on the quest to actually lose their connection to the quest, and then the host needs to repost it for other people to join. But that's not what happened. Oh, Draco has joined. Draco! I nearly did something ridiculous. Is this Doppio, I think, is the question. I think I heard some mention of an alt account. So this... I don't know what's going on. I just want to hunt. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? Ugh. Alright. Back to Hunsterverse chat we go. There's a lot of this going on when I'm recording this game. So Doppio disappeared, and then Aldison disappeared for some reason. Don't worry, my viewers are not too bad. But obviously, if I'm live streaming, I don't want to be sitting here doing nothing. I'd rather have a quick hunt setup every time. It's just a preference. And I do make mention of this every time I'm complaining, well, almost every time I'm complaining about people's impatience in Monster Hunter. It's a little different for me while I'm live to be pushing for fast setups for hunts, because I'm live. You know, it's beneficial to have reduced downtime, whereas these motherfuckers are just playing it in their own time. You know, it's quite different. And even having considered that, I'm usually more patient than those people. So, there you go. Yeah, that's Discord for you. Apparently, Steven Seagulls relates to Null in some way. Maybe that's his nickname. I'm not sure. Anyway. And his actual name is closer to the word Null than that. Apparently, one slot open. I guess Aldison has left. Or has Doppio left? Is Doppio actually gone? Oh, he's got an errand and he needs to join, or rather will join later. He needs to disappear. Very well. After finally getting Doppio in the fucking room, after he had expressed an interest eons ago to join it, he now has to leave before we've even played at all. So, that's brilliant. Hold on. What is it? This is not English, and it's not any other language either. I need to specify that. I'm happy to depart with 3 if it's necessary. I don't want to be sitting here until the end of time. Whatever. At least I've got wine to accompany me. What's happening? It's ill-advised to have a glass against your lips, filled with liquid, and then you start talking and the glass is like bobbing up and down against your lips, because you know what that does, don't you? You start spilling liquid all over your front. That didn't happen. It just ran down the side of the glass. But it could have happened that way, and I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with that. Apparently... No. We don't need to kick L. Why would we do that? Oh, someone did express a desire to join. Apparently the guy who was barely capable of stringing a sentence together was actually expressing an interest in joining. And then Arx is like, kick this guy, he's sniping! But then it turns out that this was the guy who literally was making some attempt to say that he was joining. Anyway, it's funny, I guess he managed to get his desire to join the room out clearly enough for me to understand that that's what he was trying to do. But I had enough uncertainty in my mind to think that maybe that's not what he's saying at all, and so, you know, I was quite happy for anyone to take the slot. But he managed to actually get into the room. Whenever I'm live, for some reason, it's very difficult to get a full group together, but we managed. We managed. How long this will last, I've got no idea. But yeah. We're hunting with 4 people. Ordinarily, I would bring combination materials for these elemental shots, but I don't anticipate these monsters to last very long. So, I might actually open with normal shots here, even though... Oh, fuck you! The pair of you! These fucking Mellings pieces of shit. Okay, so I've got the Book of Combos and the Farcaster, and you can just die. You're... Just the mere fact that you're associated with these cats. You're gonna die as well. Can't believe it. Farcaster and Book of Combos 3, are you kidding me? Please let me host. I hosted, thank God for that. Ugh. That was my opportunity to actually host, but I had to deal with some Mellings first, and so I actually put my host status at risk. Fuck. Now, it's worth mentioning that Kutku and Garuga have terrible shot zones, but as long as you're more or less aiming for the head, it's fine. It's a bit tight in here. It's okay with Kutku because he's fairly small. But if you're fighting a full-size Rathian or Rathalos in this location, as in Area 9 in the Forest and Hills, it's not very fun. I've had better experiences in my life. Oh, what am I doing? Ears are down. Cue him. Someone's shooting recovery shots. Which is all well and good, but I don't think any of us were in need of healing, so... It's rather supportive of the person to do, but typically when you support the team, it's actually when they're in need of support. Anyway. Apparently, Arx has been tripped a lot by L. I don't think L is likely to be encouraged to stay at this point. Well, actually, hold on, this is ridiculous. What a foolish complaint. Arx, you have to understand that you're a lance user and he's a longsword user, and we were just fighting a Kutku. Like, what are you expecting? Don't be ridiculous. I mean, you took the time to actually type that in the chat. That's not a legitimate complaint, because when you're using a lance, that's what happens. Like, that comes with the territory of using a lance against a small monster when there's someone swinging a longsword around. I wouldn't really hold that against L personally at this point. Oh, that's very funny. You know what? Okay, so Arx just said what he said in the chat. This here. And then L, the person he was complaining about, said the exact same thing here in the in-game chat. He actually used the same, almost the same terms. Which means that he was probably being flinched by Arx. I can't see anyone else having fucking tripped him. The only other Blade Master user is Arx. So, by the sounds of it, they're complaining about each other, except one of them's using a lance, and the other's using a longsword. The one using a lance just has to expect that is going to be the experience that they have to deal with. Because you're using a lance. That's life. Anyway. Oh, okay. He flew back and then flew forward, which achieved precisely nothing, but that's the way Garuga operates. It's not a matter of us struggling to understand what he's doing, because there's nothing to understand. He just does ridiculous things sometimes. Anyway. L is pinging about something. There goes the tail. I'm contributing. I say that because I feel as if I'm not. I got hit by Garuga's big toe. That's what that felt like. Didn't feel like I actually got hit by much of anything now. There's a trap down. I would like to use this trap, actually. Let's actually use this trap if we can. Because I think it would be beneficial. Oh my god. Get out of my way. Get over here. In the trap. There you go. Been waiting for that. Or not. He's just shy of reaching the trap, for fuck's sake. Whatever. While the trap may have been unnecessary, I didn't want it to go to waste. Actually, I will go and carve you. I'm getting regular carves, right? Oh, I never did actually carve the Kunku because I suspected that he may have been out of the carve zone. I'm not in need of any more Mega Potions, so I will continue on to the spawn point of the Azure Rathalos. I'll now move on to Thundershots. Azure Rathalos has the same elemental weaknesses that one might expect of a Rathalos in later games. Thunder and Dragon. But the rest are quite different. I'm seeing Velociprey flying around. Did you just see that? Oh. Apparently when a Sharkalaka throws a bomb, it doesn't immediately detonate when it hits the ground, but I didn't see a bomb hit the ground. Maybe that was a network-related thing. Hugely delayed bomb explosion. That was very much off target. That's a lot better. Nope. For a second I thought I was about to have a fireball in the face from the Rathalos. Get out of my way, you stupid pumpkin-headed piece of shit. Nearly got hit by Azure Rathalos' big toe that time. Almost the same scenario. I'm getting recovery shots fired at me again. And perhaps not, maybe someone's actually using life powders or something. Go away, get a life. This will do nothing to you. So why am I bothering? It feels like it's going to do a lot because my gun is pretty big. Like, my gun is the size of the little monster, but It's not doing much damage to him. I know that for a fact. That was a bit close. Too close for comfort, as they say. Thought I'd roll just in case. You never know. Apparently this L guy is going to just use light bowgun for the next hunt because he doesn't like being flinched while using longsword. I don't know what kind of precious... what sort of precious little boy equips a longsword and then starts bleating about getting flinched. Longsword is just god armor the whole way through. So... at that point, just... don't stand in front of people who are attacking. Would be the advice I would give to that guy. If he's using longsword and is complaining about that. Oh god. But the point that I was going to make was that we are having weapons selected for us, but if he's just going to use light bowgun as some sort of protest, I suppose he has no intention of actually following the weapons that are selected for us, which is fine. I really do think that people can decide for themselves whether or not they want to do that. What's important is that we have a quest selected for us. I'm quite happy to use the weapon selected as well, because that makes it a little more fun. The reason why I'm concerned about those fireballs is because it's not just the fireball itself, it's the fact that it has splash damage when it hits the ground. And I'd rather not get caught in that. Fuck off. Blue dragon. And he's dead. That was a good hunt. I didn't need to bring anything except water and thunder shots in the end. The normal shots definitely did help out a lot going up against the Mellinks, but yeah. I was right in my assumption that departing with 4 people was going to make it unnecessary for me to actually bring combination materials and all of that sort of thing. Arx is attacking the head through the wall, much to his personal entertainment. Okay, so wine has bestowed upon me very important knowledge. So, no, I actually don't. I say it with that tone of voice because I have a love-hate relationship with this guy. But he says, apparently you can't host when you're not the quest poster in an epic quest. The game changes host to the quest poster when the monster spawns, especially if you are all in the same area. Fair enough. I just assumed that the first person in the area would have been the host, but apparently that convention is bypassed in epic hunts. But I'd say that the connection was fine. Well, that's a very good final shot, actually. That's an action shot. I managed to get, well, not an Azure Rathalos Heavenly Scale, just a Rathalos Heavenly Scale. I'm going to screenshot that because that looks pretty cool. I like that final shot. Arx has his own screenshot. Zenith. Oh yeah, Zenith Azure Rathalos. Both of them actually look pretty good. What? From 1 to 10? How much do I hate you? I don't hate you, you're just a nuisance. It's not about hating you, it's about you being a public nuisance in Hunsterverse. That's what it is. It's not personal. I don't have a personal issue with you. I'm sure I could get along with you on a personal level, it's just, as I say, you have a habit of causing disturbances. Anyway. Next random hunt. Roll, please, begs Aldison. What do you think I'm doing? Is Aldison still here? I guess he is. I forgot that he was still here. Alright. Ugh! Aldi Spawn cannot type today. Alright. Really? This is Mini Kutku, isn't it? That's not good. What? I'm not even going to make an attempt to make sense of that. Anyway. Now, we have had Mini Kutku posted. Oh shit. Arx has to use bow. It's up to him if he does do it or not. But using bow on Mini Kutku is no fun. Whether you're... What? Who's that? Call of Duty. Hold on, this is very funny. Arx opened Twitch to see my live stream and it's some weird Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 thumbnail. I've got no idea why. That's ridiculous, but that's Twitch for you. Absolutely broken. What a joke of a live platform. It's like the only live platform that's considered relevant, but it happens to be a complete load of garbage. Who would have thought? It's because everyone just rolls over and puts up with it being shit, that's why. There's no incentive for it to be decent. As far as the web designers are concerned. Now, I have been asked or requested, doesn't matter how you want to put it, to use Lance by the command. The command would personally like it, because it is sentient, for me to use Lance, so I shall. I'll bring the Aquarius, yes. I believe I'm correct in my assumption that it is Mini Kutku. It's actually not a very fun hunt. As far as different hunts go, it's not that good. Is it a... I think it's an event quest, isn't it? Maybe it's not. No, I don't think it is. Is it G1? Apparently not. It's G2. Here it is. At Bird's Hill, ellipsis. Yeah. Arx wants me to explain what my set is, clearly. He hasn't actually requested an explanation as to what my set is, but he's called it an interesting set. Do you know why it's an interesting set, Arx? It's because I don't go around looking for other people's armor sets. I make my own. It's a very novel strategy that doesn't involve, you know, just copying other people's stuff. But anyway, let's explain the set. So basically, you've got two ways to approach Lance. Either you go for Guard Lance or you go for Evade Lance. I don't like Guard Lance in this game because I've become very used to Guard counters in later generations, specifically 3rd generation, because in Tri you could actually do Guard counters on the 3rd thrust, which was quite difficult to wean oneself off of, because it was very, very useful in various hunting circumstances. So, even having said that, when you're doing a guard counter on the second hit, the lance becomes extremely effective at guarding while attacking monsters. So I avoided relying on guard lancing in games like first and second generation because the way that you play becomes so much more rigid, so much more uncomfortable, that, quite frankly, I don't think guard lance has a place. In my opinion, evasion lance is the best way to go, and I find that you've got two options. Either you go, well, you of course only have two options. You've got either evade distance up, or Arx is like... Okay, well, I'm explaining this for Arx's benefit, and he is typing his own wall of text in the fucking chat, so I'm just going to cut this explanation short, forget it. Let's go and hunt. There was a point to it that others can benefit from, but I've explained it before. Never mind. One of our hunters has left. Well, basically, I actually prefer using evade distance to evade the attack entirely, and then back hop to close the distance. It's actually really effective. So, for me personally, it's more enjoyable than staying close to the monster and then just evading through the attacks. Part of it is because I'm not really used to evading through attacks anymore. There was a time when I used to do that, but not anymore. That was a long time ago. Apparently my stream is very delayed. That's because your internet sucks. Anyway, my stream is actually not delayed at all. Like, there's a very small delay. I know that for a fact, but apparently yours is delayed. That's fine. It's okay. Let's do some hunting. So this is Mini Kanku, as I've mentioned a number of times before. And the problem with this monster is that when you've got 4 people crowding around this tiny thing, apparently everyone's using bow. I was making fun of the fact that Arx had been requested by the command to use bow, but apparently that's a good strategy, and I can see why. It's because you don't have people crowding around the monster, just as I was about to explain, can be problematic with this monster. Where does he start again? In his usual spot, apparently. And Arx is engaging him. This may actually work out to be very awkward for me, because I might be getting flinched not just by my teammates, but probably also by the monster, because unless I can stand far enough away from it with my lance to hit the monster, yet also be out of range of things like tail swings. Let's see. No, actually, the range of the lance isn't that good to avoid tail swings and the like. Oops. Well, evade distance is definitely going to be excessively effective against a monster this small. Oof! Wasn't expecting a follow-up. Really? Aldyson is using a pierce bow on this monster. Could you imagine a worse decision? A worse choice of weapon than a pierce bow on this monster? You may as well be going in there and using the kicking animation, quite frankly. I don't care if it's the Diablo's bow or not. That's extraordinary. This is lovely. I'm now being flinched by the team very heavily. You know why? Because I'm the only one who's actually committed to the random hunts weapon selection. Everyone else is just doing their own thing. They're like, well, it's Mini Gaku. I'm going to use whatever was selected for me. I can't blame Arx for that, because he was actually given bow, but the rest of these people... There were 2 pierce bows. Arx is the only person using an appropriate bow for this hunt. Well, here I was complaining about people's weapon choice, but I suppose it was not all that relevant. But seriously, you've got L and Einar using pierce bows, and Arx is the only one running rapid. I mean, what would possess a person to bring a pierce bow to this quest? I've got no idea. Even a full-size Kutku would be extremely awkward to fight with a pierce bow. Fucking hell. Well, Arx, I've got no proof that you were actually committing to the choice of weapons selected by the bot, because you have become inadvertently surrounded by people who don't want to commit to it, and they're using the same weapon type as you. So maybe using a bow is the best thing to do. It just so happens their choice of bow was so inappropriate that it's hilarious. Anyway, thankfully, Arx has re-rolled the random hunt. Child of Destruction, well that's boring. I've been given Hunting Horn, which is actually going to help this be a little more exciting. Our next hunt, for those who are unfamiliar with the quest name Child of Destruction, is going to be Gold Raja. This is a monster that is very often fought. What the fuck is that? I bet there's going to be someone else with a better final shot than this, but on my screen it looks like Kutku is running away while shitting blood. So that's definitely an entertaining final hit, and I've now sent that in the chat. That's very entertaining. Let's see what. Oh, okay. Oh god, that's actually a very different final shot for Arx. That looks like the golden chicken. Look at the thing. Can't believe it. It's like the holy Kutku, whereas mine is just running away and is having a terrible menstrual accident. But maybe not menstrual. Hey, this is what happens when you don't actually work on your old save file properly. You end up not having done obvious quests like Mini Kutku. I can imagine why. It's because I don't like this monster. But yeah. Let's go and change to Hunting Horn. The quest is Gold Raja, so I will bring an Ice Hunting Horn. I know which one I'm going to use. It is the Ukanlos horn, the one that sounds kind of creepy when you're blowing it. A finely aged taste. I'm going to stop saying that. It's going to say that every time because I always eat for the same food. For simplicity's sake. Alright. So, my Hunting Horn set. Ukanlos Horned Flute. Yes, elemental on Raja. I'm an elemental guy. God. And besides, it's Hunting Horn. I use elemental damage on every monster. And I'll use raw damage if I'm sick of doing element. And I'll use status damage if I'm sick of using that. The point being that I'm a sucker for elemental damage, and I'm not particularly interested in trends or what people typically do. I'll do my own thing. I will employ strategies and styles which predate the Hunsterverse community, and you can like it or lump it. Alright. I'm missing something in my inventory, and I don't know what it is. It's whatever should be here. What's that? Potion, Mega Potion, Antidote, Cool Drink, Hot Drink, Blank, Ancient Potion. What the fuck is that? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to sort it because I'm not missing anything important. Oh, it's Psycho Serum, of course. Well, it's too late to go and purchase them now. I don't really need them anyway. I know where this monster is. And where he moves. Itchy shoulder. Mm. I know that Ukanlos Hunting Horn is barely elemental, but you see, because I'm a Hunting Horn, not a Hunting Horn user, because I'm an elemental user, Just the knowledge that I'm dealing some appropriate elemental damage makes me happy. So, it is the way it is. I should be able to remember the hunting horn song for this hunting horn. I think it's, well actually I can't remember it right now, but I will, in physically playing my horn, remember. I'm sure. I have faith in myself. No, I'm not missing max potions. I don't bring both max potions and ancient potions, that's excessive. I use ancient, well, I bring a single ancient potion in place of max potions. Because I generally don't need more than one, because I don't die more than once when hunting, and furthermore, it's a whole lot easier to make ancient potions in this game than max potions, because you can actually buy Kelby horns here. It's very convenient. Could we bring Rajan over here? I'm seeing two people who are very interested in not doing that. I'm going to bring him over here. I don't care how you people feel. I see no reason to fight him in that little section. In the meantime, I'll play self-improvement, and then I might actually assist the team in some way with my music. Alright, so I think it's purple, red, red or something for damage, am I right? And then I think I can chain that with blue, like so. Or is it green? It's green, sorry. Yeah, green. And then I can go back to doing what I was doing. No, don't press R, stop that. I was having a good time playing my music and then I ruined it. So I just need to do that one more time and then I've played everything that I actually want to play with this horn. Oops, need to do this one. L seems to be really struggling with the fact that it's not the L show, it's the we're hunting as a team and he needs to fucking get over here where we are. He's not soloing the monster. He needs to act cohesively with the team effort. Alright, I do need to improve our defense, so let me do that now. Actually, I want to do red and then green. Doomlink's corner horning. He sure is. And he has... yeah, I'm really impressed. Actually, no. For a second I thought it was L who had died, which would have pleased me greatly. But it was not him. You know, it is quite frustrating to have gone to all this effort playing this music only for one of the beneficiaries of my music to fucking die immediately. In fact, I couldn't even finish playing all of my songs before one of you people died. To say I'm disappointed would be the understatement of the year. Look at the fucking range of that tremor, that's incredible. I don't really care for defense up. In other words, you've got the standard defense up, you're not getting your bonus. The team is undeserving. That's what I've decided. I will... oof, I was not at all anticipating that attack to follow. No. That's alright, I'll focus on healing for now. Once, I actually think it will be appropriately timed for me to top up all of my song effects once Aldison gets back into the room. I don't know whether to refer to him as Aldison or A&R. The reason being that I know him as Aldison, right? That's the name that I associate with the person. But if I refer to him as Aldison, it may confuse people who are watching. Like, to whom is Doomlink referring? Well, it's the guy who apparently can't have the same name on Discord that he has in-game, so that's the situation. Let me play my music again. I'm going to do self-improvement. Now that I've reached attacks harder to break, that has effectively reset my self-improvement timer. No. One of the good things about this style of hunting horn use, which is of course unique to second generation, is that you don't actually have to commit to any song that you play. You are actually able... So no, as just demonstrated, roll at any moment. If you can roll at any moment, while it is a little dangerous to be stuck whenever you're playing your songs, the only detriment to being attacked by the monster... I'm playing my music, man! This guy, while I'm playing Defense Up High, drops his Farcaster. I cannot believe it. You didn't have to do that. It's not Teostra. Anyway. He wants to engage the monster solo without the benefit of my hunting horn songs. That's fine. That is his prerogative, but I don't agree with it. Now, I will play Defense High twice. Also, if his counter-argument is, I don't need Defense Up, I don't care, because I'm the hunting horn guy, and the least I can do is assist the team with my music. Because hunting horn doesn't have much use outside of that. Except for maybe building up KO damage. Oh, tremor. How do I... Ugh. That's alright. No, actually... Yes, that is what I want to start with, and then I can do this. Don't hit me. He's going to hit me if I don't. Whether I roll or not, he's hitting me, so I'll have to accept that. You know what, forget the defense up. You people don't need it. You're all so terribly adroit in playing the game that you don't need my assistance. At least not when it comes to defense. I think it's entirely helpful to get attack up, though. I swear my timer reset for self-improvement, yet it's now stopped working, so maybe that's a theory that's been proven wrong. Maybe it doesn't just reset the timer if I boost it towards the end of the initial effect of the song. I believe that it works that way in later generations, but I suppose second generation is a little more ruthless when it comes to the effect time of songs. And the monster's dead. I helped. I contributed. I swear. Alright. Let's carve the monkey. Well, like I said, Arx would rather solo the monster than get my defense up. I am crying and you can't stop me. My only use is to play music and you're literally making it harder for me to benefit the team. Seriously. Oh, I see. It's your passionate desire to host the hunt that leads you to use a Farcaster so aggressively. Because you need to host as the greatsword user. Fine. Aldison's doing his friendship points. I'll have you know that I've... Actually, I don't have a bonus. Because I'm not doing the Christmas crap. So actually, I don't have a bonus, even though I was about to say that I do have one. I like the phrase Christmas crap. It's delightfully... Oh, hold on. Looks like Arx is already doing the random hunt. But yeah, the alliteration is delightful. Diamond dust. Fuck me. Isn't this the one with both of them in the arena together? Diamond Dust? I need to double check this. I think it's... It may not be. Let's have a look. Diamond Dust. No, it's not. Okay, I can relax. This is a perfectly sensible hunt. So it's Rajang and Tigrax together in the Snowy Mountains, which is actually a fun hunt. It's enjoyable. What has been selected for me, actually? I have been given Gunlance. Apparently large popcorn, more specifically. I generally do not use the specific Gunlances that are chosen for me by the bot. The reason being that I think that entire system is an embarrassment. It was poorly thought out and executed by someone who should know better. His name is Zach. He should know much better than to do that. But he did it anyway. And it required, you know, constant complaining from me to actually get the weapon type written there again. Originally, instead of having the weapon type and a specific weapon, it was just the weapon. Like the exact weapon that you had to use. Which is totally unrealistic for most people who play the game. Anyway, my point is that I will use the popcorn because I have it. So, that's fine. I'll use this loadout. Normally I don't use popcorn in standard hunts. I have done it before, but not recently. Huh. Okay, just as I was about to join up on the quest. Looks like I have to sit around and wait. L is back to using his Blango Destroyer. And the quest is back up. L has left. Maybe he has become... He's lost his self-confidence because I was commenting on his use of his longsword. I don't think so, though. I don't think he's watching live. Oh, that's right, it's Aldison who's missing. I was looking at this list of hunters and I said to myself, who the fuck is missing? And then I remembered. Rohan has joined. I'm going to ask if Aldison is still hunting. If he is not, then I will not kick this person. You always need to double check to make sure. Well, hold on. Hold your horses, Ark, seriously. We don't know for sure that Aldison is returning. Because I've had this happen before. A person who was previously hunting ends up no longer wanting to hunt, and then we kick for that person. So we're sort of sitting there stupidly going, oh fuck, maybe we shouldn't have kicked that person. Okay, he is. Now we can kick. You always have to confirm. I wasn't making a point that it was likely to be the case, but for the sake of being thorough, it's good to make sure. I think his name's Hermansen? Yes. Oh shit. What's going on? Oh, I see. That was someone checking my... Wait. What am I looking at? Why did it just show me what my vote to kick was? Whereas for Arx it actually kicked him. I don't understand. Well, it didn't actually kick anyone through me. For some reason, with both of us doing the vote to kick together, it caused me to just show the chat what my kicking powers are, which is odd. I didn't kick myself, did I? No. I don't know. That's alright. It wasn't needed. We're literally clamoring to kick this person, which makes me happy. There was a time when I had to literally, on bended legs, donate and beg to have this functionality introduced. I actually didn't need to do that. I just did that because I was playing Freedom Unite and there was no way to kick snipers, so... Well, there was, but it didn't work if you were the one person who had made a room and then people just joined your room and departed on a quest without you, with complete disregard for what you had posted. So I needed a system where you could actually one-vote kick them. And it has become an absolute bread and butter staple for any hunter in Freedom Unite. Because room snipers do still exist. Use lobby B, says everyone. Except they forget that, actually, that's not a solution. Yeah. Did you know that that's not a solution? Now shut up. Anyway. I'm not going to explain why it's not, because it's self-explanatory. Sometimes it can be helpful to have random people join your room, to fill a final slot, for example, that hasn't been filled by a person involved in your coordinated room group. You know, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, no, I'm just never going to hunt in lobby A because I don't want to be sniped. It's just pointless. You just kick people, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay. And a flash bomb. From whom, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to assume that it was L. For various reasons. I actually would have preferred to use a gun lance, like a regular one. But I'm trying to remember what my thunder gun lance of choice is. What are you cheering about? It was funny because it was delayed. I shot him, and then he froze, and then he instant transmissioned away from me whilst covered in searing flames. Okay, that's lovely. That's where you raise your shield, but the monster attacks you from the side of the shield anyway. I need to do my Wyvern Fire, actually, and this is a good opportunity to do it. Arx is essentially protesting, well, he was, I think, protesting the fact that a flash bomb was being used by, instead of shooting his gun, standing still and cheering. Or it may not have been a protest even, I don't know. It's just a theory. Thank you, you're destroying my stamina. Why do we need constant flash bombs? I think we know how to hunt a Tigrex. Who is so lacking in self-confidence that they need to have this monster standing still the whole fucking hunt? I think it's L. I don't think it would be anyone else. Actually, that was a very helpful flinch, thank you. I probably would have been hit by the monster had I not been flinched in that moment. Well, we've got a pretty well-placed trap, all things considered. I suppose someone was committing to the trap and I didn't know about the trap, so... It just looked like the monster aimlessly jumping in some direction and then landing in a trap, but I'm sure it was someone committing to it. Quite frankly, capacity up would be real nice about now, but I quite like my set. Sharpness skills and capacity up are nice and everything, but... I've got Gunnery King, Guts, Guard Increase, and Guard +1. Which gives me warm, fuzzy feelings inside. Someone's going to, you know, chime in. Gunnery King doesn't make that much of a difference. It's like, well, you continue being a joyless person. That's good for you. I like having skills that are specific to the Gunlance. It makes me feel better about myself. Right. To be honest, having to unsheath my Gunlance to shoot this monster is rather awkward, because by the time I've done that, the monster's moving again. It's very slow going. It's actually a little faster for me to unsheath into an attacking animation. The reason why I haven't been doing that is because I don't want to accidentally bounce, which would put me in a compromising position that wouldn't relate to damage being dealt. If I was shooting the monster, at least if I had been hit, it would have been in the process of dealing damage, whereas if I'm bouncing like a dork, I'm not really... There's no exchange of blows between myself and the monster at that point. Not a proper one. I didn't draw shield that because I didn't think it would hit me. I genuinely didn't think that that rock would hit me, but it did. I think that's because it made contact with the ground, which widened the hitbox. I believe so. I may as well sharpen up. If I don't get hit out of doing that. Oh, I need to do another Wyvern Fire, actually. My Gunlance has recharged. But I'll wait for a good opportunity to do it. No, I don't need my stamina depleted by some aberrant Blango who would be much better off just sitting back and leaving the team alone, because we're actually defending the Blango's territory by killing this Tigrex. Alright, now for Rajang. Strangely, if I do recall this correctly, these monsters spawn one at a time. I don't know why they don't just have both of them in the Snowy Mountains at the same time. But yeah, for one reason or another they decided that that wouldn't be the way to do it. So we can just stand in this area over here and wait for Rajang to spawn. I'm sure there's a good reason, it's just that I haven't found it. What do you mean I'm a masochist? It's just the way it used to... Well, I say used to. It's the way it is in later games. That's how it would always be. L has terrible connection. Are you watching this guy running around and then having to run the same distance again, like 5 times before he makes progress in whatever direction he was running in? This guy needs to maybe log out of his... I just watched L run into the wall and then descend an invisible staircase into the wall. This guy needs to log out of his fucking internet cafe session, buy a modem router, and stay home. Seriously. And maybe... In fact, no. He can start off by getting a laptop and then he can fucking do that. We all need priorities. Because I know for a fact that he's a phone user, I can smell it. They have a scent. Bit out of range. Oh no, I was actually in range of Rajang with that shot. Need to do my Wyvern Fire. As one should do, I'm waiting for the appropriate opportunity. Thank you for that. Elle is almost dead. But he seems to be doing okay. Despite what one might imagine a person's condition to be if they're almost dead. I haven't actually been given many opportunities to hit this monster. Here we go, Wyvern Fire opportunity. This is what I want. I think I just obliterated... No, I only obliterated one person with that. And it was the hunting horn user. I can live with that outcome. I could have guessed that I'd be attacked under those circumstances, but I thought I would commit anyway. Sheath. Thunderball. That's a good way to refer to that attack, Thunderball. Yeah. He curls up into a ball and he surrounds himself with a lightning effect. That, I'm being quite honest when I say this, is totally unfair. To move into that attack is just wrong. That was almost personal. Arx is claiming that he died because he was watching me fighting the monster while he was fighting it himself. I agree, probably not a great idea. Well, Arx missed out on his supplies. He could have just stayed at camp and gotten his first aid meds. Anyway. And his rations. I know you don't need supplies. You didn't need my hunting horn songs either. So that doesn't come as a surprise. Oops. I do have a Wyvern Fire ready to go. I'm actually pressing buttons and there's actually nothing going on in game. It feels like I'm playing Freedom 1. I'm actually setting up for Wyvern Fires and they're just not going through. Can I please get this off? Please? Yeah, I'd say that actually dealt the damage because on my screen it did, so I'm going to assume it dealt the damage. I literally saw the burning effect coming off the monster. Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Could you imagine if we failed this? I'm currently imagining it, and yeah, well, fortunately, I don't have to worry about that coming to pass. We avoided that freakish reality. Stop it. Don't do it. I need mega potions. Good. He screenshotted my reaction to him kicking me. Whatever. I need my mega potions. It saves me time farming. A few Mega Potion carves saves me a trip to the farm. I don't have like half a page of fucking honey like you do. Because I don't go to the farm after every hunt. That's actually quite a funny series of screenshots there. I like that. There's a certain don't even know how to describe it. Remember, okay, so when I said before that I always get Tigrex Heavenly Scales, when I first made the comment, you guys were probably like, he's bullshitting, and then I got one. And then I didn't even need to mention it this time. Literally the next Tigrex hunt that I do, I get a Heavenly Scale. The point remains. More often than not, I do get a Heavenly Scale when I fight Tigrex. And I don't know why. It actually transcends specific games, specific iterations of Monster Hunter. In every single game in which Tigrex can be fought, I get Heavenly Scales or Mantles, whatever you want to call them, almost every time I fight this monster, and I don't know why. Almost inevitably. The largest number of rare items from one specific monster that I have are Tigrex rare items. It's weird. He and I are tight, we're like this, you know? We've got a good working relationship. Oh, Fatalis. Yes, I'm going to use my adrenaline set. Why would I use anything else? I've been given light bowgun for Fatalis, of course I'm going to use my adrenaline set. There's no kudos to you for being able to predict that. I don't have any other light bowgun loadout. I don't actually have, I used to in my old version of this save file, I used to have a cluster shot loadout with the kit-in light bowgun, the triple-barreled kit-in light bowgun, but I don't anymore. And the main reason why I don't have that is because it is way too much setup time for that. I have to basically eviscerate my inventory and then fill it with so much stuff to have an effective cluster shot strategy loadout that it's pointless. I would rather just have my adrenaline loadout. It's easier to stock up on bombs than it is to stock up on all of the cluster shot crap. Anyway, let's go and do some Fatalis, I suppose. I'm not all that enthused by the idea of fighting this asshole dragon, but I think we've got a decent team for it. So I feel slightly more encouraged to do it. What I will do is actually depart on a quest and abandon it because I don't want to have eaten for this. It's easier to do this with 100 health. Those of you who are slightly more savvy when it comes to the use of the kitchen felines will actually eat food that will give you an increase of stamina, but not an increase of health, and then simultaneously get feline skills. I don't know what combination of food to eat to achieve that. Sorry. I used to have that understanding, that knowledge, that accumulation of know-how when it comes to the feline skills and the food and all of that. That was 10 years ago. I've replaced that knowledge and information with things slightly more relevant to my life and things that in the long term will be more important and beneficial to my life. So, therefore, I don't actually know how to eat food to achieve that. So I will just not eat, and I will go and hunt White Fatalis now, after having ranted about something that isn't all that interesting, engaging, or anything like that. I don't really want to hunt this monster. But I'm going to do it. It was selected. I must. Oh, don't tell me I... Oh, fuck. Okay. We've got a problem. Oh no, we don't have a problem. I've got scatterfish. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. So the last time I was doing this, I was lacking scatterfish. I was actually out of them when I was last doing Fatalis. But I'm pleased to report that I did actually manage to get some scatterfish in the granny rotation, and I managed to purchase them. So, yeah, that was good. I do not have a weak White Fatalis, I don't think. I don't think I said I don't know how to eat food, just as a phrase on its own that could be taken out of context. Maybe I did say that, it doesn't matter. Either way, I don't think it's that funny. Normal shots. Oh, I think I can rapid fire Pierce 1 with this as well, so I'll bring that. And obviously combination materials for fire shots. I need to combine for large barrel bomb plus because I don't have any. Well, in fact, I need to purchase some large barrel bombs, so I'll do that. Buy a box. I probably don't have that much money. I'll buy like 50. Maybe 40, because I don't have the patience to buy 50. Shockingly. Scatterfish. I don't need combination materials for large barrel bomb plus because I only need 2 per hunt. That'll do me. And I also need small barrel bombs. I'll put away antidotes. Because obviously they are not especially needed. Now, let me check my inventory and see how I feel about this. 60 flaming shots with combination materials. 4 flaming shots, normal level 2, and pierce level 1. That's fine, that'll do. And that's definitely a... however long it is, 25-minute session. Well, it's not worth clipping it, you see. Oh, now I've said it. Okay. So, by repeating what he wrote in quotes, I've now said, I don't know how to eat food, which can then be clipped out of context, and then after all the effort that wine takes to clip that, whilst not actually knowing how to at this stage, will yield something that can only be described as mildly funny, maybe enough to put a slight smile on your face, but overall, not that funny. And not that worth it. So, great idea, except that it's not a great idea. Seriously. I don't know what to tell you. Except for what I've already just told you. Which is that it's not that funny. Alright. So, I think it's... Is it 1 or 2 large? I think it's just 1 and then... I think it's 1 barrel bomb large plus and then 2 small barrel bombs. I should have told... Can someone please tell L in the chat to not use life powders? Because he is the weak link here. He's going to fucking life powder me if he's not told to actually not do that. So... if someone could do that, that would be immensely helpful. It's actually 3 small barrel bombs. I thought maybe that tail was coming my way. It was not. But yes, whoever can let L know not to life powder, that'd be great. There's no guarantee that he will, but if anyone does do it, it's most likely to be him. No, you shouldn't use life powder arcs. Fatalis is attacking that rock. That rock actually has HP, for those who didn't know. So... yeah, he can technically destroy the rock if he tries hard enough. I've never seen someone do it. You'd probably need a lot of patience, but... I think that rock can be destroyed. Oh, I see. It has HP, but it's infinite, apparently. That's unfortunate. I wonder why they needed... I suppose to put that object in this location, they needed to have something that would also have corresponding HP, which is weird. So, instead of just updating the map, and therefore having a different version of the map, they just inserted an object with HP, like a rock. A rock, for example, like an exploding rock in the volcano, has HP, and when that reaches 0, it explodes. So, similar sort of thing. I think. I'm watching to see what L is doing. He has the loadout that one would expect to be used in conjunction with a cluster shot strategy. He is using cluster shot. No, that's crag shot that he's shooting. What's he doing? Crag shot's not very good. Certainly not worth it against this monster. I don't know what he's doing. It's sort of a... well, okay, after having criticised his use of crag shot, he successfully used one to drop Fatalis out of the air, so maybe I should keep my mouth shut. But aside from that, it's not the best strategy in the world. Particularly when he misses. What are you doing? Oh, he's just flying randomly, as usual. That's why I hate this monster. To be honest, my opinions when it comes to the worst Fatalis have changed. I used to hate this Fatalis the most, but I've come to really deride Crimson Fatalis. I hate that monster. He's just insufferable. Every time I fight Crimson Fatalis, I'm filled with a great deal more rage than what I feel when fighting this monster. The thing with White Fatalis is that he just wastes your time. Whereas Crimson Fatalis is just designed to constantly hit you with raining fireballs. I mean, I speak from the context of a person who's always using adrenaline. Fighting Crimson Fatalis with adrenaline is miserable. Terrible. If you've got guts, it's not a problem. But I don't. So... I guess, what? I think Emboldened has adrenaline and guts, is that right? But I don't know if adrenaline HP, it must. Adrenaline HP must still be within the guts threshold, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to combine those two skills. So, Emboldened may be the only way for me to actually fight. It's not. Okay, so, hilariously... Adrenaline HP is not within the guts threshold, which means that Emboldened is a dumb skill. Fair enough. You motherfucker! Who did that? Who did it? Who the fuck? Obviously someone didn't tell this guy not to use life powder in the chat. Whether it was L or Aldison? You know what? No. This is my fucking protest. This is what you fucking get Motherfucker. I'm not going to use my own bomb to harm myself, you prick. I will use it for my benefit. What an absolute Looney Tune. I've been at adrenaline health for the whole hunt, and he now, like 8 minutes in, drops a fucking life powder. Ignorant cunt. I'm helping. You sure are. Anyway. It is what it is. At least I had some free bombs to drop my health back down. Happy to see that. I'm going to need to use some small bomb, or small barrel bombs, yeah. That should keep me in adrenaline now. I had some red health to contend with, but I have now eliminated that. It's a little bit risky to do another. Oh, that's fine. In the end, he fell over. But yeah, if you've got a Fatalis standing in front of you, staring at you, it's generally not a great idea to keep shooting with your rapid-fire shot. Because, I mean, the reality with rapid-fire, in any event, I knew that was going to hit me. Sadly, I made the decision to sheathe my weapon at the worst possible time. Oh, what do you mean temporarily? Oh, I have temporarily retreated. I was going to say, I don't think the monster has temporarily retreated. Yeah, I had just begun the sheathing animation, and sadly, I had thunder raining down on my position. Seeing as though no one else has died, I'm happy to go for adrenaline again. I'm confident in my ability to maintain it without dying. I don't usually die while using it, and quite frankly, my the recorded evidence of that claim stands to back up what I've just said. Usually I don't die when I'm running adrenaline, but it does happen sometimes. I don't mind doing it again. Someone's dropped a random bomb. I don't know if that was... What's he doing? He's suicide bombing the Fatalis, which is all well and good, but I'm running adrenaline, he's not. So at first I thought he was dropping it for my benefit, but then he just detonated it on himself while I was a long way away from it, so I'm not sure what that was about. Anyway. There's another one. I'm going to try and detonate that, actually. Oh, L did it himself. Fine. He has ranged capabilities also. Don't get... Okay. I forgot that this monster doesn't snap and drag. Of course he doesn't snap and drag, but when I saw him going on all fours, with L standing right in front of the monster, I was thinking, that's dangerous. Well, it's actually not. Ugh, that's not good, getting caught in that. A standard potion should be fine. The sooner I use it, the better. But I don't want to use it and then get caught in a thunder attack. You can see the danger that I'm in currently. A potion is actually going to take me out of adrenaline health at this stage because I actually allowed my red health to heal too much of my health, but I don't regret doing that because if I had used a potion immediately, I would have run the risk of getting hit by thunder. So, yeah. If I had a herb, that would be good. But I don't have one. Whoa! Einar is dead. Obviously, the best case scenario when doing multiple rounds of Fatalis is to get to a repel so that you get rewards, and then you kill him and get the kill rewards. You are rewarded for sticking it out. with this monster. Even though the health doesn't reset when you fail, it's obviously better to get the repel. So I want that. I actually need White Fatalis stuff. I can't remember what for, but I need it for something. So I would like to succeed. Oh, that's right, it's for the bow. I'm still making the White Fatalis bow. I think it's a Pierce Dragon bow, something like that. So therefore I do want to get as many rewards as I can. I barely dived in time. Again, watch that back. Anyone who missed it, watch that back and see how close I was to getting hit by that. The only reason why that worked was because I was able to just barely get enough of a run up to successfully dive. To dive, you have to run. You can't go from standing still to diving. It's not possible. So that means you have to actually judge how long you need to run before you can go for the dive. And literally, I was 1 frame away from taking the hit. So, managed to avoid failure thanks to that. Yes, Wine is saying, yeah, this is definitely true. Both Wine and Arx have admitted to killing me while I'm using adrenaline because they've trolled me. Like, trolling. You can call that trolling if you want. I think there's another word for that. It's called griefing. Yeah, ever heard of the word griefing? Well, that's what trolling to kill someone means. Fuck me. At least you've admitted it. I knew that you did it anyway at the time. It's somewhat vindicating to have the admission on the record. I like the word griefing better, thanks. Okay. As you do. It's a good flinch. Ouchies, says the Fatalis. I'd imagine that that's how he would react, because he's got so much fucking health that if he flinches, it must only be due to some mild discomfort. Like someone pricking you very gently with a pin or something. Oh, God. Well, that's alright. We missed out on our repel rewards, but it is what it is. Well, I must have been. Wine, in reference to when he grief killed me, says he was absolutely livid when I did it. I was actually scared. Well, I probably was. Because I was probably trying to actually get a successful fucking hunt, and you're grief killing me. Fuck off. I probably bellowed down the microphone at the guy. I'm assuming it was caught on camera. If it hadn't been, then I managed to instill fear in him over text. Which is an achievement of some kind. Oh, Arx doesn't even want to continue it. He's just like, well, I've got my weak Fatalis now. Fuck you. I can't believe it. You're witnessing this, aren't you? Oh, well, no, you're not witnessing it. Let me bring it on fucking stream. Look at him. Look at him. He's going for the new random hunt. Yeah, he's got his weak Fatalis now. So he doesn't need to continue. Can't believe it. Absolutely caught out on camera. Proof. Unbelievable. I don't know who our L is either, quite frankly. He's some random guy. You don't actually need to @message, you can just type EL. And besides, he's not selecting a random weapon at any rate, so you don't actually need to include him. Okay, Aldison is done, so quite frankly, I don't want to do another. Apparently that Fatalis was very laggy for Aldison. Well, you have now experienced... Well, no, I wasn't hosting that, that was Arx. Aldison's internet is bad, not for any reason outside of his own personal circumstances. So, while I do express my commiserations to him, I'd rather he left so that we don't end up having to deal with bad internet going forward. The point is that we may actually get another person in with slightly better internet. What is the next hunt selected? Copper Blangonga. I've been told to use Sword and Shield. Very well. It can be done. It can be done. What Sword and Shield will I use? He's weak to ice, isn't he? Oh, damn it. I haven't made my Kushala Daora Sword and Shield. That's the one Sword and Shield I haven't made yet. I'll just use poison, that's fine. Apparently Doppio is going to join. Well, what's happening? Well, Wine has already said that he's going to join. I don't know whether to let Doppio join or Wine join. Wine has had the opportunity... Well, I suppose he hasn't had the opportunity to join because it's been full, so... Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to do with Doppio. Because, you know, we waited for a while for him to join after he had expressed an interest in joining. And then he finally joined. After what felt like enough time to have the dinosaurs evolve into existence and then become extinct, and then he finally just left before we could even go on a hunt, saying, I have an errand to run. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what's going on. You people need to fight it out. Whoever joins first gets the fucking slot. I'm not going to choose between Wine and Doppio. It's like choosing between... No, I'm not going to say that. That's rude. I am content either way. No, I'll top it up later. I don't want any wine left in my bottle. Oh, really? So, aha! We don't have to let L play. Has L said that he's not coming back? Or are we just going to not let him come back? I don't know what the position is, but I'm comfortable regardless. Okay, he said he's leaving. Cool. Furthermore, I'd like to say that I'm glad that your delay has reduced, Arx. I can see that you're not getting a fucking... whatever it would have been, 1 minute delay. It's more like 5 seconds, which is better. Alright. The dream team. It's actually been a while since... Well, I wonder if the four of us have ever played together. I do wonder this. Over the last 12 to 24 months. Possibly once. Who's Maria? Maria. Well, yes, buy it after this hunt. You have to come prepared, Arx. I had my wine ready to go. Yeah, do it after this hunt. I'm sure you can do it in between hunts without it keeping us waiting for too long if you say that you'll be very quick. You have to run, okay? So apparently, I'm guessing Maria, or Maria, I don't know how to even pronounce it. It seems to be the case that that is wine. Good for him. I'm going to remove some unnecessary articles from my inventory. Stop! Take out combo book 1. Fuck me. Yeah, whatever. Antidotes, not that I need them for Copperplane Gonga, but I'm putting them in there just for good measure. And then I think we're good to go. Are we? Yes, we're good to go. I'm readying up. Okay. Yes, Maria apparently is the pronunciation. I don't care. That's your way of reading it. Whatever works for you, man. I returned to the game to find an Apsaros anus in my face, which pleased me none. But I got it nonetheless. I had to deal with it. I've not read the Twitch chat in a while. There's no one in the Twitch chat. You guys are boring. Obviously, there's nothing to comment on. So be it. There is a less than satisfactory viewership for the live stream right now. I think there's a dead zone. There's a dead zone where the Europeans haven't woken up and it's too late for the US people to hang around, so there's a dead zone. And I don't have an Asian viewer base for my channel, so yeah. 4 viewers is about all I can manage at the moment, which is fine. I'm here for the enjoyment anyway. Oh, God. I'll try and get my poison off as soon as I can. It's usually not something that I struggle with when using this particular sword and shield for reasons that I'd like to think are fairly obvious. It's a sword and shield that deals a lot of poison damage. 400 on a sword and shield. No Asians allowed, screams Phantom in the chat. Well, that's one way to announce one's presence. Asians are allowed, just not when we're hunting with that guy who said that. Wow, isn't this just one? That's one Copperplane Gonga. What a beatdown. We've already got a limp. It feels like I only had enough time to unsheath my weapon and the monster was already fucking limping. That's exceptional. Good hunt. Remember when I said this was the dream team? I wasn't joking. I like you guys. Nicely done. Barely needed my poison. Technically, I didn't contribute anything because damage-wise, while as a sword and shield it's dealing fine damage, the sword and shield weapon type has terrible motion value, so yeah, given that my poison barely did all that much long-term, it was basically a 3-man beatdown, with me gently stroking the monster in the process, and possibly contributing. Arx, that's a long-running joke. in Generations Ultimate, I played with a guy who actually said to a Chinese person we were playing with, no Asians allowed, and then kicked him purely on the basis that he was Chinese. So, it is a joke. Anyway. It's a nice shot of some copper Blangonga arse. Oof. Hairy monkey posterior. Yeah, hurry up and get your beer, Alex. Run! I'm glad that he's so close to beer. I am too, actually. But, you see, I have an abundance of options when it comes to alcohol. If I really wanted beer now, I could get it. Like, it would take me 2 minutes to go to the shop and get beer and be back, but... yeah. My options are not as good. Because then you're literally going into pub bottle shops. Like, small pub bottle shops, and they're not good. So, yeah. I'd rather go to a bit of a bigger place. And get nicer beer. Alright, next hunt is Emerald Congalala. I have been given large popcorn, but I'm not going to use that. Ironically, I haven't actually made the Blangonga Gunlance yet. So, you see, that's my Blangonga Gunlance. Entirely unupgraded. Well, not entirely, it's a far cry from being fully upgraded, but technically you can see it's Hellsting Plus, so it has been upgraded to some degree. That's unfortunate. I'll use popcorn again. I have no alternative, really, that would surpass the chosen weapon. So I'll go with that. Maybe I can use my regular loadout for it. Would it be worth it? Yeah. I think I'm going to use my regular Gunlance loadout with popcorn. Needless to say, I don't think I am in need of guts going up against Emerald Congalala. Hopefully I don't need that. One would hope. We'll see how long Arcs takes. I'm probably going to take the opportunity to go to the bathroom anyway. But before I do that, I'm going to visit the farm. Bullshit, you're back already? How the fu- He's back already! Maybe he has beer in the house. I see no other explanation for him to be back already. Jeez, I was going to take this as an opportunity to go to the bathroom, which I will do anyway, but it seems that you're going to be waiting for me rather than for him. I don't know, like that's... You must have run. You must have actually sprinted to the store to get your beer. Well, good for you. I've got cider in the fridge, which I will make use of once I'm finished with my bottle of sparkling wine. And it is almost... Oh no, it's empty now, yeah. It's definitely empty. A little bit of a drip left. But it's not enough. It's never enough. One street away still. Come on. Yes, I agree, Haldison. If only your internet. He wrote it as nettwat. He's written network as nettwat, which is definitely unique, but anyway. Streets are very small here because we're small people, okay. And I suppose most of you people ride mopeds rather than drive automotive vehicles with 3 empty seats in them. which is fair. I'll be back momentarily. I need to visit the little boys' room, as they call it. Sorry, I'm back. I can see that I'm keeping the team waiting. Certainly it wasn't my intention, but my human bodily functions needed to be attended to. Ugh. Alright. Shift that slightly to the side, that's good. And I think we're good to go. Yes! I was definitely masturbating while recording. That is precisely what happened. And now that I have finished with that, we're ready to play. God. No, that's fine, bread users. I don't need constant engagement from the Twitch chat at this stage. I'm chatting with the Hunsterverse fellows. So if you're listening to me while doing other things, that's perfectly appropriate. Big green monkey. Yeah, capacity up is lovely with this thing. I've already gone down to blue sharpness. I'm surprised that it goes all the way up to white with sharpness +1. That's extraordinary. Makes a big difference. Sorry if I hit anyone, by the way. Sorry, Doppio. I'm not trying to, I swear. This just has a wide hitbox. It's literally wide. Wide shot type. That is a potent fart. Had to shield that one. Look at them go! They got launched in the air after that one. If anyone's got life powders, I think they're very much in need. Meaning my teammates. They are in need of life powders. Doppio in particular. He didn't bring cleansers. I never bring cleansers myself. It has to be said. But anyway. I think, oh, you bastard. He perfectly repositioned on me. Kill this monkey bastard. Yeah. I still need to do my wyvern fire, actually. It hasn't gone out yet. Hopefully it can go out now. Sure can. I'll give it a rest. Of course, I would say generally that Emerald Kongolala is more aggressive than standard. It's a little difficult to deal with his farting as well, especially his really big one. The one that hurts a lot. That one. It's got a really big hitbox. It's bigger than it visually looks. And he's dead. Good night. Good night, monkey. It gives me great pleasure to dispatch monkeys of any colour. I'm not a fan of monkeys. Monkey monsters, actual monkeys, I don't like any of them. Oh, who is this? Aldison. Yeah, Aldison makes a good point in the chat. Firaga has not been seen recently. Either by me or by him, clearly. And, yeah, I don't know where Firaga has gone. The chat misses his noxious fucking... Well, I suppose venomous. I prefer the word venomous to noxious. Noxious might be a bit extreme. I like his venomous contributions to the chat. Everything that he says comes with this edge of pure malice. Like he fucking hates everyone and everything on this earth. Yeah, I miss his comments. Oh my god. It's like a nuclear explosion. I like that. What have we got? No, reroll. We're not fucking doing Crimson Fatales. It's simply not happening. I would sooner do, it has to be said that the reroll has given us another Kongolala, but I don't care. I really don't care. I would rather do that than Crimson Fatalis. Like, I'm not doing it. So... How could you ever reroll? It completely trivializes the random hunt system. No, it doesn't. Shut up. I'm not doing Crimson Fatalis, so we have to reroll. That's the reality. Now, I've been given Gunlance again. No, I'm not doing Gunlance again. I have twice refused to respect the authority of the random hunt system. I'm going to use whatever the hell I want. I'm not using another Gunlance on this monster. Actually, I will. Sorry. I forgot that this is not Emerald Congalala, and the reason why I had to use this no matter what against Emerald Congalala was because I didn't have my Ice Gun Lance, but I do have a Fire Gun Lance, and I am going to use that. I'm happy to use that. So I will keep with Gun Lance. Everyone relax. I'm not going against the decision twice that had been made by the random hunt system. We're using the Lavazioth Gun Lance this time. That is sufficiently different for me to be able to get some enjoyment out of the experience of hunting this stupid pink monkey. What's this quest called? See, I've always referred to this as prodigal. Some say prodigal. I don't like prodigal, I think it's awkward. Because it refers to a prodigy. So prodigal, doesn't matter. But some people say prodigal, I don't like that. I don't like prodigal, it's awkward. I think it's meant to be prodigal, but don't like it. I just do not like that word. I've never liked that word because I think it's meant to be prodigal, and it's... Well, you don't say prodigy, do you? If you don't say prodigy, then say prodigal. Or prodigal, doesn't matter. But don't say prodigal or prodigal, like, no. It's not how it goes. Wine has done like 2 hunts, and I can't keep up with him, look at this. Gotta go for a while, never mind, I'll be staying. I'm telling you about 3 seconds passed between these 2 messages, so I don't really know how to keep up. I can't read that phonetic language, I have to tell you. But anyway. It's a word that I truly hate. I don't mind writing it, I just hate using it in verbal speech. I'm going to load my 4 shots. And completely destroy this pink monkey. I look forward to that. I have antidotes on hand. There's nothing about this monster that can actually make you poisoned, but I have antidotes on hand because you never know when you need them, and I needed one because I entered that area from the direction that I chose to enter it from. Landed in a little poison swamp. I don't think that poison lasts for very long, I should mention. But still. I don't want to suffer its effects. It does feel a little bad using this gun lance because I know that if I were to use this same gun lance... No, actually, I couldn't have used this same gun lance in Freedom 2 because there is no Lavazioth in Freedom 2, but still, any gun lance in Freedom 2 that you use is going to inevitably be better, relatively speaking, because gun lance was stronger in Freedom 2. But still, yeah, I kept my shield raised, I knew what was coming. Gun lance is not all that good in Freedom Unite, sadly. They nerfed it. It was probably at its strongest in 2nd gen in DOS, although it may be about the same in Freedom 2. This is my Wyvern Fire opportunity, actually. Oh, apparently I already did Wyvern Fire and didn't even notice. I must have been thinking about something else and I did my Wyvern Fire entirely subconsciously. Which is nice. Thank you for the bloody charge. Okay, wine pinged with an apology. I think he's using the... What is that? Oh, that is the Gravios Lance. You don't see that very often. Gravios Gun Lance I do see every now and again, but Gravios Lance is a rare one. That particular one, that is to say. It's, I have to say that the Gravios weapons are nice, and I don't use them very often. They are unsung heroes among the weapons that you can possibly forge in Freedom Unite. Well, that was a beatdown. Unsurprisingly. But yeah, that pink monkey stood no chance whatsoever. A hard Congalala pelt. It's regular Congalala pelt, but it was attached to an erect Congalala. That's the distinction. Also, don't forget that we're not at G rank, we're... No, well, again, it's how you read it, Args. No, it's how you read it. Is the pelt hard or is the Congalala hard? Are we referring to the Congalala as hard or the pelt? Hard Congalala, pelt. It is what it is. It's up to interpretation. And that's how I've decided to interpret it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can disagree, but I've made my position clear. I'm getting a final hit with big monkey ass in my face. Final screenshot, whatever you want to call it. You could even call it a kill cam if you want. Call it a kill cam if you want to sound like you're in the year 2008 and you're playing Call of Duty. But, yeah. I say final hit because basically you get a screenshot taken of your perspective when the actual killing blow was dealt to the monster. So I say final hit. I don't know. There are so many ways to refer to it. And it doesn't especially matter. What? Oh, what? You can't still have your cooldown from... Oh, Crimson Fatalis. Really? Okay. Ever-present Shadow. I've been given Hunting Horn again. Hunting Horn for Nagakuga. Okay. That'll be another Lavazioth weapon. Very well. I can stomach that. Volcano Alfhorn it's called. And it's an interesting design for a hunting horn. It's got something of a harp design to it. I do like it. Ugh. I don't know what you mean by spinny set, but I think that's one of those areas of life where I am quite happy to be left in the dark. What? High grid earplug status up focus? For use with what? Status hammer spin spamming. I see. Hadn't thought of that. Wow. It's actually taken that long for that strategy to come back up. I haven't heard of that since the old days. Oh god, Zach's been hearing about me criticizing his decision to change the... C? Oh, never mind. I saw a random quest and I was thinking he was going to address exactly that. Doesn't matter. I think Zach did actually finish his P3rd guild card. I haven't hunted him, or hunted with him since then. He doesn't hunt a lot in his own time. No, Zach doesn't deal with meta sets. You have to understand, he doesn't play Monster Hunter in the way that you guys do. He plays in the old way. In the, I'm going to just play the game and do it my own way sort of way. He's old school. He does it the good way. Not like the Japanese. The Japanese can be simultaneously old school and meta. But not outside of the Japanese community. Oh. Can you stay still? I actually don't know the... I actually don't know the notes for this. What are the notes? Oh, yellow? Hopefully it's the same for Attacker Blind, I think it is. If it's not, then I'm going to find out. Is this yellow or red? It's red, okay. That should be right? It is, good. I'm going to focus on this, and then I'll try to work out what else I can play. No, I'm just going to stick with this. I don't have a song sheet on hand, so this will do just fine. This is the most important skill to play anyway, or the most important song to play that gives you a skill that will help with the hunt. I'm contributing. Look at the beautiful range of that tail swing. It even gave me poison, which is unusual. I must have been hit by ear prey, yet hit by the tail simultaneously. How can that happen? Because if I got hit by the ear prey, that should have given me an invulnerability period. How the fuck did that happen? There's no way I got poisoned by that attack. So, what's going on? Maybe I was already poisoned and didn't notice it. There's no other explanation. That must have been how it happened. Oh well. Doppio's fucking dead. I don't know why. He was charging his Darkness Dark Blade and then died. Which is unfortunate for him. There you go. Zach just gave you the response which I could have... well, which I more or less anticipated. He hates meta sets because it makes the game one-dimensional. That's the point. It's entirely stupid and pointless to make meta sets. He hasn't accumulated a knowledge of the set to make for the exact strategy that you want to employ, because it's the most boring way to play Monster. Everyone's minds work a little differently, I suppose, and everyone has their own preference, but I can entirely relate to the way he looks at the game, because I view it in the same way, where making something effective is very different to making the most effective thing, because if you make the most effective thing and commit to that, it really reduces the number of options you have. He's right when he says it's one-dimensional. But unfortunately there's an entire community of Monster Hunter, or a subsection of Monster Hunter, that commits to that. Did Doppio die twice? I think he did, didn't he? I think we just witnessed that. Oh well. I don't think we've actually had a KO yet, which is partially my fault because I'm supposed to be contributing KO damage. Maybe we did get a KO and I didn't notice, but I have a feeling that we haven't had one. I feel like I've been paying enough attention to have noticed a KO. Hey, there you go. He was about to leave. That's excellent timing. Sadly, I'm not in position to get a proper head impact here. This is a lot better. Very nice. I'd like to one zone. Let's see if we can. Nope. Would have definitely liked that. But yeah, everyone has their own way of enjoying Monster Hunter. But to me, making very specific armor sets, very specific meta loadouts, is the best way to... Well, it's a very clinical approach to what is not meant to be a clinical game. It's meant to be much more than that. That's what sets Monster Hunter apart from the other games, you know, because there is so much that you can do in Monster Hunter. It's supposed to widen your options. But when people have a specific set for a specific strategy, because they've done all of this mathematical work to determine what is most effective, you've completely stripped the beauty of Monster Hunter from Monster Hunter. It's sort of like completely missing the point, yet whilst simultaneously completely missing the point, enjoying Monster Hunter in a way that feels legitimate. But I guess at the end of the day, enjoyment itself is subjective, so everyone can enjoy the game in their own way as long as it doesn't negatively affect the experience of other people. It is debatable whether or not the meta game can negatively affect a person's experience. Well, negatively affect people's experience outside of themselves. But, yeah, overall, I don't give a shit about it. And most people that I get along with in Monster Hunter don't give a shit about it. And we've all been playing for a very long time. Just a different way of looking at the game. And probably the way that was intended. I'm surprised that Nagakuga lasted as long as it did. And that came as a surprise. I was expecting him to die a lot sooner than that. I'm most certainly not in need of Nagakuga stuff, but I'm carving at any rate. Alright, we're out of wine, pretty much. Probably a tiny bit left. Yeah, tiny bit. So I'll move on to cider. I'm not going to have much. One bottle of sparkling wine is usually sufficient for a recording, but I'm in the mood to do a bit more. So, quite naturally, I want to continue my beverage consumption. This is one of my favourite Australian beverages. This is Mercury Hard Cider. This is Tasmanian. It is actually my favourite cider. And I'm going to have that now. Probably just one. Don't think I need more than that. I'll pace myself on it. I'll pace myself on it with the consideration in mind that by rights, that bottle of sparkling wine should have lasted me a full recording. So, this is, I suppose, a privilege more than anything else. Brilliant. 9-minute cooldown. This is an important moment for me to make this point. It just so happens that I have a properly engaged group to play with, so re-rolling doesn't even require a request for a re-roll. But most of the time, you don't really have that luxury. Anyway, what is the weapon of choice? Lance. And what's the hunt? It's Hypno. Double Hypnoc. Okay. Lance against Hypnoc. I can do that. Teostra Lance. Very well. I can think of less enjoyable hunts for sure. I haven't hunted this monster in a very long time. I think it's been at least 6 months since I hunted a Hypnoc, so this will be good fun. Mercury hard cider. Anyone who is privileged enough to drink this outside of Australia, I'm telling you, brilliant cider, absolutely brilliant, on every level. One of the best. It is smooth, it is almost syrupy in taste, and it's not really hard, it's not like actual hard cider, you know, I've had cider that's much stronger than this. This is almost 7% alcohol by volume. I've definitely had some that are heavier, but it's a very balanced weight of alcohol, and it's very flavorful. It's an amazing cider. I would absolutely recommend it. It has not been 6 years since I last played Freedom 2. It does feel like it has been that long, but yeah, I'll play Freedom 2 again eventually. This, for anyone who is not aware, is actually the urgent quest into G-Rank. It's technically the first G-Rank hunt that you do as a Freedom Unite player. So, when you come into the end game of high rank from Freedom 2, moving into Freedom Unite, you do this quest to reach G-Rank level. It's 2 Hypnocatrice simultaneously at G-Rank level. Thank you for that, Arx. I see that you've copied and pasted the same message in the Twitch chat that I got from a bot. It's very helpful. Very welcome. You didn't buy enough beer, what's wrong with you? You're already wanting more beer? You need to get a 6-pack. I don't know what you got. This is the situation. You get a 6-pack or you get some big bottles, like several big bottles. The limit to what you can carry in your arms. That's what you do. But anyway. By the sounds of it, you can get to the shop pretty quickly, so whatever works. Yeah, see, Zach responded to my complaint with a dancing emote. Well, not even an emote. It's an actual GIF, a full-sized GIF, which is about what his response to my complaints have been thus far every time I've made the complaint. So, I don't really care. Why? He wants me to explain to him why I hate the cooldown. I don't need to explain it. Okay, well, let me say. Because it wasn't there originally, and it's awkward now that it's here. It is preventing preventing the potential for spam. But it's not actively preventing a real threat. It's only detracted. Sorry, I need to be showing this. If I'm not actually hunting, I should at least be showing this. Anyway. Zach. You probably expected a lot of people to use this system when it was updated, which meant that spam protection was necessitated. So it's an inconvenience for no material benefit. That's the point. It's an inconvenience for no material benefit. So, that's the position. And he can agree or disagree, but... that is the point. Yeah. I'm actually not contributing. There is no team, Arx. There's no team. We're not competing to see who can kill their Hypnoc faster. Anyway, it was obvious that... from the very beginning, it was obvious that Zach and I would never see eye to eye on this point. But, yeah, the cooldown on rerolling is just awful. His position, and it is an unshakable position, is that if you need to reroll, you've got two options. Either you don't reroll and commit to what's been selected because you should be doing it anyway. Why do it if you need to reroll? Which is actually an entirely flawed position, which is not based on the real world, because sometimes you will reroll the same quest, or sometimes you will reroll, or rather roll something that you clearly don't want to do. There's absolutely no reason why you would want to do it for various reasons. And then the second solution is to just have someone else do it. But you see, you are effectively excusing an inconvenience that exists for no purpose. It's fine to say, oh, well, it's not a problem that we've introduced this because you can do X or Y to bypass the inconvenience, but you have failed to address the fact that an inconvenience has been introduced when one didn't need to exist in the first place, and that for a period of approximately 1 to 2 years, there was no convenience present. So people who actually used the system, like this guy, got used to not having the inconvenience, and then once it was introduced, you literally had to then engage with alternatives. You had to actually have alternative arrangements to bypass an inconvenience that doesn't need to exist. That is the frustration. And you can sit there as a person who doesn't personally use Hunsterverse, this is the thing, when Zach actually started to use Hunsterverse, there were 2 occasions that resulted in this. Initially, he wanted to actually complete Portable Third, and then additionally, he started playing Freedom 1 to get more friendship points. These 2 circumstances, these 2 situations, led him to have more updates and implement more things than ever before because it involved him actually using Hunsterverse. This is the point. You can look at it from a theoretical perspective all you want, but actually using Hunsterverse is a completely different thing to sitting on the outside and saying, well, theoretically there's nothing wrong with having a cooldown on random hunts because there are ways around the inconvenience. Well, if the inconvenience shouldn't exist, it is no. There is absolutely nothing okay about needing to work around it, because it shouldn't be there in the first place. That's the point. Anyway. No, I've made my point clear. So, it's been like a building frustration from the moment it was implemented. It's a stupid fucking idea that was appropriate, assuming that there was some risk of a lot of people using the random hunt system. You know, if literally all of the hunters were using the random hunt system, yeah, sure, there might be some risk of spam with people re-rolling, but it's usually like one group of people every now and then. So there is no spam threat. There's no risk of spam. So that's the reality. I complained about it from the beginning, and as time passed, it proved to be a totally pointless concern. So, there you go. No, 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 no. Anyway. I've finished my rant. What are we doing next? It is... Oh, not Child of Destruction again. I don't mind doing it again because it has been a while since we last did it. And to be honest, I have become used to doing lots of Child of Destruction just from playing this game normally, so it's fine. Wait, what was selected for me? It was... Oh! A weapon that's actually... Okay. Now, this is interesting. I am willing to use this, and I'll tell you why. It's because this is an ice element longsword, which is appropriate for this monster, and I happen to own it, so I will use this longsword for this quest because it was selected for me. I don't mind doing that. Anyway, I wasn't worshipping Zach for it. I was making the point that you made the terrible mistake of asking Zach for meta-related advice, which was based on absolutely no understanding of Zach the person. But it is absolutely true that I don't agree with his position on random hunt cooldowns. That's the reality. Alright. You're not allowed to exaggerate when there is a person who doesn't know the situation trying to make sense of what's happening based on your exaggerations. So don't do that. Anyway, I'm going to equip the Gavas fan, because I don't think I've actually used it on camera before, and it happens to be a more or less appropriate weapon to use for this hunt. It's appropriate in the sense that it is elementally effective, but the thing with the Gavas fan is that it's not that good of a weapon. It's an event weapon, and sadly, a lot of the event weapons in the series, in this era of Monster Hunter, are just not as good as other weapons that can be made otherwise, which is unfortunate. I sort of understand why Capcom wanted to do that. I think the point that they were worried, or rather, the thing that concerned them was that the way to get the best possible weapons would be to do DLC quests, and they didn't want that, so they did the opposite instead. This is basically the beauty of Capcom. They're worried about something, and so to prevent against that thing they're worried about being a problem, they swing in the opposite direction to the extreme. So instead of having a scenario where some event weapons can be the best weapons of their category, they decided instead they would make literally every event weapon shit. That's the Capcom flavor right there. It's the inability to create decent event weapons. I suppose there are actual... maybe that's not fair. There are some event weapons that are okay, like for example the the one-horned Diablos, the Demon King Diablos G-Rank quest does give tickets for what I deem to be the best fire pierce bow, I think? Fire pierce? Yeah, fire pierce bow, I think it is. So, anyway. No, this is fair enough. Well, like anything, a sentiment comes across very different when it's vocalized versus written. If I were to vocalize everything that I'm saying now, or everything that I write, it would sound fine, but in written form it just seems like pointless ranting. Anyway. I will be back momentarily. I need to visit the bathroom, and then we will depart on this quest with my somewhat okay weapon. I'm back. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. Alright. Should be good to go now. Are you even old enough to buy beer? Says Zach to Arx. Yes, I think he is. I think he is. You forget, he's in the Philippines. You can probably drink legally there at the age of 14. I think 12 is the legal age to have sex, so... you can probably drink at 10. What are you talking about? I've definitely kept the team waiting and I apologise. Apparently Arx had disappeared as well. Oh, maybe he went to get more beer. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Isn't that funny that in the time that it takes for me to go to the bathroom, almost the same time can elapse, and Arx has run to the store, bought beer, and come back? That's weird. He must actually be sprinting to achieve that. That's bizarre. Anyway. Let's use the Gavas fan against Demon... No. Child of Destruction. Sort of a Demon King equivalent, but for Rajang instead of Diablos, but yeah. Not Demon King Rajang. That would be very silly. I think he does. Zach says that Arx must live in a liquor store. I think so. No, don't... We've been over this, Arx. Do not fight him over there. I have to tell you, by the way, your name is perfectly fine in written form, but it's very awkward to say verbally. I can see that you're perfectly content to fight him over there, but I really am not. So here we go. This is what I want. Now you guys have to traverse the whole crescent shape to get over him. Alright, so this is the Gavas fan. It's literally a fan. Oh, damn it. I don't want to go over there. Alright, fine. I think, Wine was willing to go over there with me, but because I didn't commit to it, he decided, no, I'm going to stay here as well then. Which is fair. By the way, this loadout is an Evade 2 loadout. I can't imagine using it to any particular effect against this monster, because I'm not really good enough with using Evade +2 against Rajan. The skills are Evade +2, Reckless Abandon, and Sharp Sword. The reason being that this particular weapon has maximum sharpness level. And pretty much all of my standard Blade Master loadouts use sharpness +1. So I don't want to have a wasted skill every time I use the Gavas fan. So I've basically created a standard Blade Master loadout for use with any weapon that actually has maximum sharpness. Which is something that I probably need to do with all Monster Hunter games. But I haven't gotten around to doing it. I just instead either use a maximum sharpness weapon at less than optimal effectiveness with a loadout that has a blanked out skill, or I just don't use the weapon at all. Which is sad and regrettable. Anyway. Oh, Zach makes a very good point. He says in reference to Arx, I can't say his fucking name, Arx, I also hope he won't die because he texts while driving, plays while driving. Now I hope he won't text, play, and drink while driving. And quite frankly, that is entirely possible. All of those things are possible. That combination of things can happen. It has to be said that Arx will literally be driving, and he's chatting in Hunsterverse and also playing the game while driving. I don't know how it's possible to do that, but you know, the wonders of phone users tend to boggle the minds of any person who, to any uninitiated person who is sort of forced to familiarize themselves with the ways of phone users. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm slapping your ass with a fan, and it was super effective. I do like this longsword design, I just wish it were a little better. It's okay, but it's not great. 912 damage does not excuse the fact that this weapon has fucking 500 ice attribute. Like, that's good and everything, but 912 damage on an endgame longsword is not good. Not good at all. So I really don't think it counterbalances the bad roar. That's my opinion. Got 2 people using Farcasters. I'm keeping it old school. I'm gonna walk to the monster. Back in my day, we had to walk to the monster. No. I say that in jest. Farcasters are not some recent update to Freedom Unite. That's the joke. Obviously, that's not the point. I'm not trying to say, back in 2009, we didn't use Farcasters because we didn't have the luxury of Farcasters. And of course they were around, but... yeah. I do admit that I didn't use Farcasters in quite the same way. I used them as a contingency. Like if I was in a situation where I really needed them, for one reason or another, I would use them. They were a backup. They weren't a strategy. They weren't really used to pursue monsters. Now. Can you die? Are you capable of that? Because this has dragged on for far too long, quite frankly. Alright, I need to actually heal up. Are you kidding me? How have we failed? What's going on with this team? I thought we were the dream team. I thought we were good. I thought there was nothing we couldn't surpass. No wall we couldn't climb. Fucking hell. This is awful. Anyway. I don't know what's going on, but I wasn't keeping track of the deaths. I really did not expect failure because I didn't see even one death. I think I saw... Actually, I did see one. I think I saw one person die and I made a comment about it, but outside of that, I was not expecting failure at all. No! Let me try to make this clear to my audience as to what I'm laughing about. I did this. Hunter A and Hunter B. I forgot who was hunting with us, so I did this, but the problem is that it's separated by space. So... I don't even know what to say. Look, use whatever you want. It's Chameleos, I don't care. I've been chosen to use Gunlance again, and I'm not using it, because I'm sick of using Gunlance. This is the third fucking time I've been told to use Gunlance, so I've had enough. To make up for it, I'm going to use Sword and Shield, okay? Sword and Shield is pretty weak, and unlikely to contribute all that much, so I consider that to be a form of punishment for choosing to go against the chosen weapon type. I'm happy to do that. Let's make our way back. Oh, my neck is not in good form right now. It seems to never be in good form, quite frankly. Alright, towards the silence. I don't know if this is actually the Chameleos quest that was selected, but if we get a random hunt that says do this specific Chameleos quest, we just have to do Chameleos at that exact rank. It doesn't have to be the one in the jungle, it doesn't have to be the one in the swamp. We can just do whatever we happen to have, because it doesn't make a difference where we fight the monster, quite frankly. What? No, that's not Kushala. No, that can't be him. Apparently Kushala is back. And he is using the disgusted cat emote as his avatar. And I just had to make sure that it was a different person to Tifa, who is also using the disgusted cat as an avatar. So, yeah. I guess Kushala's back. Good for him. Who are we missing again? So, I think Doppio, right? I think we've got myself, Wine, Arx, and Doppio. So we just have to wait for him to come. I may as well show the chat at this point. Yeah, yes. Bread users, that is true. Nagakuga in the Twitch chat is Kushala. So, and he hasn't actually sent anything. So that's an interesting question for you to ask, but yeah, that's absolutely the case. If you see someone in the Twitch chat named Nagakuga, that is a person who in Hunsterverse is named Kushala, which is stupid. That's really stupid, but that's how unimaginative this person is. For better or for worse. I'm concerned about what sort of beer Arx is drinking. Like, I hope he's not getting cheap Filipino beer. If it's cheap beer, like, it's actually at the point where if he's drinking tiger beer, I'll be happy. I'll be like, oh, thank God he's drinking tiger beer. Because as shit as that beer is, at least it's not as bad as it could be. If he's drinking something lower grade than tiger beer, I'll be concerned. I don't know. Is Doppio still hunting? If he hasn't been hunting recently, it will be rather embarrassing to message him and ask if he's still hunting. I haven't been keeping track. Damn it. I don't know if he's coming back. If he's not, then the sooner... Oh, God. So someone has sniped his spot, but if he doesn't... Yeah, well, this is the point. Like, if Doppio doesn't say one way or another if he's coming back, then I'm happy to hunt with this Evan guy. I really don't care. I don't have time to sit here and wait for this guy to take 5 hours to come and join our hunt. What's his fucking join date? December 3rd? That'd be right. Yeah, see all these fucking rolls? Join date December 3rd? Yeah, that's him. There's a small percentage of people on Hunsterverse who leave the server like 10 times, but retain all of their roles because they are saved. They're lucky that the Hunsterverse system is as lenient as it is. Alright, well, I don't think Doppio's playing, so let's go. He hasn't said a word. So he can wait for the next hunt if he is still playing. I haven't used a sword and shield on this monster recently. The strategy is the same, just aim for the back legs and get your trips. As best you can. Oh, couldn't actually raise my shield fast enough. Have to stay out of range of the wind pressure here. Because the range is great when it comes to the wind pressure and you are stuck. You are forced on your back legs. If you get hit by it. I have to keep away from Wine actually. I have to go to the other back leg. He can take one and I'll take the other. Because it's not going to work with both of us together. There's one knockdown. I'll aim for the tail a little bit. May as well. As long as you've hit it a little bit, it will just pop off when the health threshold reaches a certain point. Oh. Yeah, I think I've aimed for the tail enough now. I'll go and aim for the head or something. I suppose I'm stuck at the front of the monster instead. Okay, apparently Doppio is not using Wi-Fi, he's using his phone data to play the game. And he says that he has limited phone data to play. So, oh my god. Poor bastard. What am I supposed to say to that? I'm sorry to hear that. Is it almost, it's actually quite hard to sympathize at that point. I mean, playing Monster Hunter with phone data? It's almost as ridiculous as playing on a phone. But that's what he's doing, and that's pretty rough. I am sorry to hear it. That's the Hunsterverse experience. Being forced to witness the inconvenience of people who are just playing on their phones, and in a big way, like really playing on their phones, using phone data. If a person watched my live stream on their phone data, it would get eviscerated. Absolutely eviscerated. Assuming they didn't have much of it. Because I'm streaming at the maximum speed that Twitch can allow. Which means that the user has to actually download all of what I'm uploading. All of it. And if you're on limited speed, that's really bad. Well, not limited speed, but rather limited data. That's really bad news. Oh, this is a weak Camellios. Okay, that's very helpful actually. We've already reached the health threshold to have the tail pop off. So we're actually fighting a weak Camellios. Speeds up the hunt a bit. Fucking tongue. Back on the back legs. Oh, sorry, Arx, I didn't see what you were saying in the Twitch chat. You have to understand that I'm sort of going back and forth between the Twitch chat and communicating with you and whoever else that I'm playing with on Hunsterverse. The reason why I'm not using the Twitch chat consistently is because not many people are chatting on the Twitch chat, but I'm seeing from Arx, after having mentioned Tiger Beer, he says, Tiger tastes like shit, Red Horse is better, that's what I drink. Okay. He's also telling me to read the in-game chat. Arx is literally requesting for me to read not 2 chats, but 3. He wants me to read the Hunsterverse chat, the Twitch chat, and the in-game chat. Possibly expecting me to read the in-game chat instead of the Twitch chat, as if I didn't have the possibility of people watching me normally possibly sending messages, which does happen, hard as it is for him to imagine. So he would actually have me read 3 chats on one fucking display while playing a video game. I mean, that's extraordinary. I don't even know what to tell him, except for it's not happening. Like, I'm going to read the Twitch chat and the Hunsterverse chat, and that's about as good as it gets while I'm playing the game. So, you can like it or not, but that's what's going on. So yeah, apparently Arx is at least not drinking beer as bad as Tiger. I was actually concerned that he was drinking worse beer than that. I don't have a strong understanding of Southeast Asian beer. I just know that you've got Tiger, you've got Singer, there's possible whatever Red Horse is. Red Horse is sufficiently Southeast Asian for me to not know what it is. But yeah. Wine's doing a good job of actually communicating with me despite his phone gamer limitations. So yeah, I'm not going to use 3 chats. It's not a realistic request. Furthermore, I don't want the ugly chat to be on the screen. You have to understand that I'm already on the left side of the screen, so I don't want to be covering that. It's not sensible. Doppio said goodbye to you, by the way. Goodbye, Draku's stream. Yeah. I do have a good VOD audience, even though the live audience leaves a lot to be desired. There's a reason why. It's because I don't stream on a schedule. People who stream on a schedule have the luxury of having a lot of people watching, but I'm actually technically streaming off schedule. I have a very vague schedule which some people can use to watch me live, but yeah, I'm currently in a dead zone for Europe and America, and I have no Asian viewers, so yeah, it's to be expected that I won't have much of a live audience, but I do have people watching in the VOD, or they will be watching the VOD when it goes on YouTube, so. I don't know who is that. Anyway, we've got Teostrom. I've been told to use Hunting Horn again. This is either the third or fourth request to use Hunting Horn. I'm happy to do it, but God, it's a bit over the top. I'm happy to use Hunting Horn because I don't use it that much. Oh, my D-pad's so noisy. Ugh, alright. Ancient Fatalis loot is what we will use. And let's head back. There's someone who has turned up in the chat, not knowing what the common acronyms are. What is AOU? Or, sorry, let me phrase it in the way that he has chosen to do so. What the fuck is AOU? But yeah. Time to get used to it. It's the American effect. It's literally a lack of desire to speak English. Americans don't like to use their own language, so they actually do everything they can to simplify it. And one of the ways in which they do it is by turning literally every phrase into an acronym, if they can. So that's how you get AOU instead of Art of Unsheathing. Apparently, AOU also means I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Which is new. Very new. Wait, has Arx already... hold on. Arx, this is important. Have you already gotten through a liter of beer? If you've been buying, like, 500ml bottles, I feel like... I don't know how much you've gotten through. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's got the lobster gun, that's what matters. Ugh. A quest party dissolved. Arx is gone. Okay. Understood. What have we got? Red horse? Okay, this is red horse. I needed a picture of it. So, this is important. So the beer in question is Red Horse. 500ml of Red Horse beer. I don't actually know what Red Horse beer is. It's supposedly extra strong, but I don't know what that amounts to. Let's have a look, shall we? Red Horse beer. I'm going to have a good sneaky peek at how bad it is. It's going to be bad, but we're going to see how bad it is. Red Horse. Here we go, here we go. Red Horse extra strong. Ooh, 2 out of 100 on rate beer. Ooh, fuck. Holy shit! Even Tiger Beer has a higher rating than that, surely. Tiger Beer, here we go. Tiger Beer. Okay, Red Horse 2 out of 100. Tiger Beer 3 out of 100. Red Horse beer. So Red Horse extra strong. What have we got? So 6.9%. It's an actual Filipino beer. The actual advertised explanation of the beer is experience that distinctive, full-flavored taste and extra satisfying strength of a world-class premium beer. Okay. Yeah. That's one way to refer to it. Even user reviews are very bad. Two stars. User reviews. In other words, not good. But hey, it's Kutik. I haven't seen Kutik in a long time. I've not seen Kutik in a... Hold on. Because this is an older version of my save file, I feel like I've only got older guild cards, but no, I don't have Kutik in my 2018 list. Class of 2018. They're not here. I have not hunted with Kutik in what feels like long enough for me to have his 2018 guild card. That's how long it's been. But anyway, good to see him. I'm going to get my song sheet up. No, not that. I want the game facts page. The one where I can literally search the horn that I have. Alright. So this has... yeah, pretty much the standard. The sequence of notes that I'm familiar with. It is stronger than Tiger Beer. If you're... if strength is what you're going for, yeah. Red Horse is the one that you want. Oh man. To be honest, yeah, if it's got comparable taste to Tiger, it's drinkable, you know? Like, it's not gonna kill you. But it's not great. It's not great. Ugh. I didn't even get a KO hit on that. That's disappointing. Well, that's what I feel is going on with beer. Kushala. You know, it is truly unpleasant to have to refer to someone in the Twitch chat as Kushala when their name is Nagakuga. I don't even know how to refer to it. You know what? Here's my recommendation. This is it. Get a fucking name. That's it. Get a fucking name. Because... call you Vitalis? No. No. Get a name. You're in need of one. using monster names doesn't count. That's not a name. It just doesn't count. Anyway, I'm surprised that we just departed with 3. Why did we depart with 3? I thought I had a group of 4. I hope I didn't accidentally depart with 3 instead of 4. That's really bad, if so. I would have hoped that someone would have alerted me to that fact, but I apparently left the other guy. I did not intend for that. I absolutely did not intend for that, and I normally would immediately depart. Okay, so Ark's left. Okay, cool. Let's go and get that other guy. I did not depart without that person. Okay. Let me ping one and apologize for that. Alright. Let's regroup, and then we'll depart with an actual full team this time. You're not joining me now. There's a full fucking group. I understand that. Seriously, it's all this guy does. The only time Mina asks to play with me is when I'm playing with 4 people, including myself. So, I don't know what to say. I actually don't know what to say to this person. Anyway. So I've got Kutik, that's good. I don't think it matters which Teostra we do. Let's do Midnight Audience. I'll let everyone organise themselves. In the meantime, I will visit the bathroom, and then hopefully by then, by the time I've taken care of that bodily function, we will have the group ready to go. And I do obviously apologise to Wine for having departed without him. I'm keeping the team waiting again, and I apologise. I'm gonna have this be my last hunt, actually. I've got some things to take care of after this. So, it's been a good run, though. I've been live for 4 hours. I'd say that's sufficient. If you disagree, then fuck you. 4 hours is a lot. It's a long time. There's a lot of hunting going on in that time. And I'd say that it's more than enough for one session. Actually, let's not bother with that. I'm not playing songs for people who aren't here. It's pointless. For a second I thought someone dropped a smoke bomb. I nearly got frustrated. I'm happy to be the host. Wait, this is a weak Teostra, isn't it? Yeah, broken horns. That's good to see. Must be my Teostra. I had forgotten that I had a weak Teostra, but fine. I actually don't know how weak he is. With broken horns, one can assume that it's a properly weak Teostra. Because you need to do a pretty decent amount of damage to the horns of a full health Teostra to actually get them to break, so I'd say this is a fairly weak Teostra. Ow. Time to play my music. Also I say, but I'm going to be playing music for less than a full fucking team. Because Kurtik is dead. God. Do I wait for him or do I play my music? I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna play my music. Fuck it. Don't interrupt me, please. I'm keeping an eye out to see if I'm at risk of being hit out of this, but... Damn it! I rolled just before I played my song. That's really annoying. Fine. You get standard attack up line, and then you get the rest of it when Kurtik comes back. Fuck. That's annoying. Ow. Hey, very good. What's not so good is that we have 3 people besides myself ready to hit this monster while paralyzed, but we're not at maximum damage. Because we could technically be at a greater level of damage courtesy of my Hunting Horn songs, but I haven't actually played the max level of damage for the 2 people that are here to take the benefit, or rather reap the benefit of that, and there is another person who was dead and therefore had to walk back. Ugh. Alright, let's play it again. I hope I'm not in range of this. I bet I am. So I'm rolling out of range. Arx is fucking dead! This is not the hunt that I was wanting or expecting or in need of, actually. Really not. No, not that. And not that either. I don't even want to play attack up because the whole team's not here to enjoy it. What am I supposed to do? I'm actually at a loss as to how to approach this situation. No matter what, every time I need to replay my music, the whole team is not here to benefit from it. So, you know what? Fuck it. Arx might actually make it in time for at least one of the attack up songs. So that's better than nothing, I see. Yeah, he's going to make it in time for the second one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a chain where I include defense up. Damn it. I fucked that up really hard. I couldn't have fucked that up harder than I did. Stop it. Stop. Where even is the monster? What? He jumped at me, then literally disappeared. That confused the hell out of me. I'm getting this tail. Ugh. What a stressful experience for a hunting horn user. I couldn't have carved that already. There you go. Leather Teostra tail. What a hunt. It has been very frustrating as a hunting horn user to deal with this scenario. Ugh. What are you up to? No, leave me alone. I'm trying to play my music. For at least the whole team's benefit for the first time in this entire confrontation. Please. I'm going to play it another... Forget my music. Forget my music. I may as well just stop playing my music, because this is not working at all. Oh my god. Alright, well, you know what? That is the final hunt, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Because I've got things to do. I've been live for 4 hours, and, you know, believe it or not, I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy guy with things to do. So, I'm out of here. I thank you all for hunting, I thank you all for watching, and I will be playing again at some point in the future. There shall be no commitments. I don't know when I'll record next, but I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.